Hello and welcome back to another episode of the SportsRunDown Betalong. How is everybody this Friday afternoon, Friday evening, depending on where you are?
Good. Feeling a little less pressure now that my yakas tend to kick off at like 7 o'clock and I'm diving into explaining my leg of the bet, but I've got another 45 minutes nearly before my match is kicking off. So
yeah, so anyone who joins us tonight, you'll be aware it's a slightly reduced football schedule. I think across the whole of Europe there's about 6 games on, and that includes the Wales and Northern Ireland in a few leagues that probably wouldn't normally be covered here on the stream. So we still have our bet tonight. We actually have a kicker in it as well. We've got 4 legs in the usual treble. So for anyone who's new to the show, we've got a treble back from earlier in the week. We're about to put 10 quid on that bet, and if it wins, we will give that to one of the most engaged commenters across our 3 platforms, so Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. So just get comment and let us know what you're watching, what you're betting. We'll talk through that bet very shortly, and we'll be cheering that on. There's also a kicker. There's a 4th leg in there. That's not part of the giveaway because it makes it nearly a 40-1 fourfold, but certainly something to cheer on. And then we'll have some live betting across the various matches tonight from Spain, France, England, Belgium, Wales, and Northern Ireland. I think that's about the extent of it. So before we dive in, PK, welcome along. You're becoming a regular on the show here. We've slowly but surely won you back. You're
No, it's my pleasure to be here. Obviously, as you said, not the most stellar of football lineups, but the plan is to make money, and it's a relief also that Slats Bet isn't first in the things, so that it might be live for a little while. But I think his nerves have transferred to me because my bet has the potential to be dust after a minute, technically, I suppose. But so
it's probably the perfect time. We'll dive into your bet. So PK, so for anyone who's looking at us on YouTube, you can see there, or any platform, you can see up on the screen now, we've got the live action ACA. So we do this every week. The 3 of us here on the stream will put on the treble. Gaz is usually part of the treble, but he's the kicker tonight. But PK, you've taken first up in the list. You're the number 1 on the bet here. So what's your thinking in this Spanish game? I think you've taken.
So yeah, it's Valladolid at home to Sporting Gijon. Is that how you pronounce that? I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how my Iberian accent is, but I think Valladolid are like they're just a mammoth at home. They've won 8 consecutive home games in the league, and they've only conceded 6 goals in their 12 home games. So I mean, it kind of points to a home win no matter who they're playing, essentially, right? But they're playing a team that isn't particularly bad, but not great away from home. 2 wins and 5 draws out of 12 games, and so I think Valladolid winning is nearly a cert, but they've given their propensity to not concede, and Gijon don't do great against the upper the teams in the higher up in the league in the second division of Spanish football. So I've gone with a bit of extra value there with Valladolid to win to 0 at 7-5, I believe, on Bet365. I got that.
Yeah, it's certainly good value, but I just hate those win to nils. I don't have a great track record with them, and they just put me. It's too nervous in 90 minutes to sit there.
I was looking at that game, and I mean, their head-to-heads and their recent stats, they do have a lot of low-scoring matches, like 1-0s and a few 0-0s and that. The odds, the kind of improvement on the straight win, putting the win to 0, does seem to create a bit of value for sure.
I mean, that was the angle, right? It's going from 4-7 to 7-5. I'm like, okay, right, there's a lot more value for the ACA in winning to 0, and it seems the most likely outcome. But
I'm just putting it on and it's actually 6-4 now, which is a little better than 7-5. So I'm still compiling our treble. I'll let you know what odds we get and what odds viewers could potentially win. But
Yeah, we'll give away if it's an increased price, we'll give away an increased payout instead of because I know when we've had a few weeks where we've come on and the bet's actually a lower payout than advertised, and obviously we'll just share the bet slip and share the winnings. Hopefully that it does land. So while you're putting that on, Saz, we'll talk through my one as well. So there's actually a game in Belgium tonight. It is it's one of the few major leagues in Europe that's actually still on. So what kind of semi-international break we're in here at the minute. I quite like the Belgian league. I've been using it most Fridays. There's usually one game on every Friday in Belgium. And this week I've just gone with a kind of a safer bet. I think there could actually be some higher odds winners in this game. St.Truiden are home to Sporting Charleroi. Kind of a weird one. Charleroi had an awful start to the season, but had a very good start to the season, but they've had a bit of a wobble since. I think they're winless since Christmas, and maybe a little bit before Christmas, a few bad results. So I think their last two was 2 draws and 2 losses, and it's just not really great. They're at risk of drifting away from that kind of top 4 who to go into the championship playoff in Belgium. St.Truiden, on the other hand, had a very bad start to the season. They plummeted down the table in kind of November, December, but they're actually great since Christmas. I think they've got 2 wins, a draw, and a loss, and that loss was away to Club Brugge. So, I mean, that's pretty understandable loss. Most teams are going to lose away there in Belgium. I think Charleroi get back on track here. I think they win the game. They're 7-5 just for the straight win, and they're just a far better team than St.Truiden. They have much better players. I'm just going to ignore form for a minute. That kind of whole class is permanent, form is temporary type of thing. But either way, I think goals are a real kind of a guarantee in this game. It's 20-23 for over 2.5. I think 11 of the 12 away games for Charleroi and 10 of the 12 home games for St.Truiden have all gone over that mark. I think they've kept 1 clean sheet at home all season. Charleroi have scored in all bar 1 of their away games. I think every single one of their wins, maybe bar 1, has gone over 2.5 goals. So I think it's really likely to be an open game. I'm kind of seeing 3-1 Charleroi would be my prediction. I actually saw the odds for 3-1 Charleroi at half-time at 100-1 and thought it was the full-time market. I nearly fell out of the chair. I was right. Going to lump on this. Thought it was incredibly good, but no, it's. I think it'll be kind of like that 2-1, 3-1 to Charleroi, and but we'll take the goals at the safer bet for the ACA at 20-23. Thinking there
sounds good. That all 3 of our bets, the odds have actually widened on.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, I usually, well, I wouldn't say I usually worry about it, but it obviously kind of makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes that the odds are widening, but it's also given us, great odds for bets that we still think seem quite good. So we're actually getting about 18-1 for that. I know we advertised it at about 12-1. So yeah, we'll be paying out €180. If it comes in, we'll be paying that €180 out to whoever's commenting the most on the social media platforms. So drop us a message, let us know what you're betting on yourself, or ask us any questions, anything you're interested in, particularly on tonight or this weekend's betting schedule, and you're in with a chance of winning that €180, assuming that our bets come in. I'll run into mine on the back of that. So last week I had backed Benfica to win and both teams to score, and it finished 2-0 to Benfica, and the other team missed the penalty. So I was pretty gutted about that. But
gutting is the word, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was the only leg as well that let down our 45-1 treble last week. So I think we were all pretty gutted about that, all right. And a missed penalty is always a bit of a sickener too. So this week I'm going down to the second division, or the Segunda Liga in Portugal, and back in Benfica 2, the Benfica reserves. They're top of that table. They're only 3 points ahead of second and third place. So, they're obviously going to be trying to pick up as many points as they can, and playing against Rovers down in 14th spot. This would be a match that, even though they're on the road, they'd be looking to win. In the article I mentioned their form, like Benfica's away form it's the best in the league this season, but even more recently, like they've won 5 of their last 6 away games, and they only lost the other match was against third place in the league. So anyone below that they've been beaten, and 5 wins out of 6 is pretty good. Rovers aren't awful at home, but they've 3 defeats in their last 4 games, and they've 4 in their last 6. The 2 wins that they the 2 wins that they have had lately have come against teams below them. Now, there's not that many teams. There's only 18 in this league. So the wins came against 15th and bottom place in 18th, and they lost the 4 games at home. aside from that, and the head-to-head, I think Benfica have won like the last 4 matches that they played, and there was over 2 goals in each of those. So, I thought Benfica would be massive odds on to win this match, which they're not really. I mean, they're 7-4 just for the win itself, which seems like great odds considering it's first versus 14th. Fair enough away from home. And then I think there's going to be plenty of goals. I'm playing it safe enough with over 1.5 goals, and that's 11-4. So that's drifted a fair bit since we put out that article. And I don't know if you're the same. Anytime I see odds kind of drifting these days, the first thing that comes into my head is some COVID outbreak in a squad. So, I haven't seen any news about that, but they've definitely drifted a little. I still just think like first place in the league, winning most of their games, 5 of their last 6 on the road. They've won playing against a team who have lost 4 of their last 6 at home, and they've a much better head-to-head. I think all of the head-to-head comparison I could see between them, I think they had something like 7 wins out of 8 matches or something. 7 wins and a 0-0 draw out of 8 matches. So they dominate historically. They're dominating in the league. There's no reason I can see to think why they won't win this one, and I definitely think there'll be a couple of goals. So looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. And yeah, as I said, that makes our treble 18-1. You can also add in Gary's leg, which is. Do you want to run through Gary's leg? Do you know? What
so Gary is ripping up the ski slopes this week, so he's not with us, but he's still keeping a keen eye on the EFL, and he's picked out a draw in tonight's championship game between Huddersfield and Stoke. Now, if you were to just glance at the market, you'd be thinking a guaranteed home win here. Stoke are 2-1. They're outside 2-1. Huddersfield were about evens. If you look at the form, Huddersfield have far better form. I can't remember now. Gary did tell me the details. It's just much better form. Stoke are maybe winless in 4. I think what's going on is that Stoke have been quite unlucky, and maybe Huddersfield, not to say they've been lucky, but maybe they haven't been as good as the results, the bare results would imply. So, the Stoke have lost 4 of their last 5. I'm just looking at the article here. So Gary likes this game to be a draw. So it's actually 21-10 now. It's just kicked off. So it was 2-1 before the game kicked off. So he's gone for a draw there. He picked some huge winners in the English football over the last couple of weeks. And I'm happy to take his insights on this one and just go with the draw. It's very hard to justify a draw, but I'm going to take him at his word here and take the Stoke Huddersfield draw in the championship tonight as well. So that brings
just
it up
to note, if you do take that, if you add all 4 of those games, that's not what we're paying out to the viewers, just to be clear. But if you back that yourself, it's about 55-1 for that fourfold.
That's crazy. So I mean, it's actually strange. Usually at this stage of the show, we're desperately trying to catch up, but none of the games have even started yet. So we've actually got a bit of time. It's a nice easing in. It's probably just kicking off now in Belgium, and
it's
Spain.
Just kicked off in England as well.
Yeah, I'm watching that game here. I have got on an in-play bet. It was one I was looking at kind of during the week, but it started a little early for this stream. It's in the Swiss second division.
Here we go. This is what we're going to be getting on tonight.
League. This is what we have to deal with. But it's the team second in the table against the team 8th, I think, and there's only like 10 or 11 teams in their leagues. It's Aru at home to Zamax.
They sound like medicines.
And exactly. And my normal theory, if the hot favorite goes behind early, I generally tend to jump on them, and I've jumped on these at about 13-8 there. The home team is 1-0 down, but dominating in every department, it seems, judging by the statistics and form and everything. So I've jumped on them 13-8 to see if they can come back and win it.
So you're not going with double chance for that, no?
It was only 1-2, and there's only 25 minutes gone. So
it's a bit early for it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for them. Normally, I kind of hold out for the double chance till halftime, but it's so early that it could be 1-1 by halftime.
Yeah,
so
you're afraid that they'll get in. Jesus, yeah, I've only opened it up myself here. Where are you looking at the stats? I'm seeing like 9 shots with 3 on target, versus 1 shot on target, which was the goal that's putting them behind, and like 37 dangerous attacks to 5, 3 corners to 0. Jesus, yeah, you're right. I'd nearly back a halftime draw. It looks so likely that they're gonna equalize before halftime.
Yeah, it's 12 to 5 I'm seeing for the halftime draw there.
That's great price. And for anyone who's not familiar with the show, PK has a ridiculous track record of generally picking favourites who are losing in a game, but general just in-play betting is the...
I love the angles, so I always look for it, so heavy favourite going behind. City let me down last weekend. I backed them against Southampton and they threw everything at them and somehow Southampton scraped through with a draw. I don't know if you've seen any of that game.
Yeah, the 1-1, it's, those games happen. They're rare, but they do happen.
No,
you just have to...
You can't hit them all the time. But,
so you like to look at it. This is they're 13-8 now. That Aru or Arau crowd. And then halftime draw is.
I'm just going to back another goal in the first half because it actually wouldn't surprise me if they did get one in the next 5 minutes or so that they'd end up going on to lead at halftime. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's always
the draw is actually a little risky just in case that happens. And you can't do a halftime double chance. Well, I don't see it anyway. So I think
you can back both angles or lay them for halftime, right? So if you back them to win and draw at halftime, but it's
that's true. You could do that, or in fact, I could just lay. I'm not sure if there'd be liquidity to lay. How are you pronouncing that? Zamax.
That's what I've gone with.
So you could get 11-4. Well, 5-2 if you lay them, which isn't bad either. But
I mean, I don't mind your one either. To just
it's almost 6-4 now for another goal in that first half.
I'm going to leave it go, and I'm going to hope that they're still. Well, I hope your bet wins, but I kind of hope they're still down at halftime.
At least if it doesn't, you can.
If it gets to value, I'm going to obviously get to the point where I'm going to hedge with double chance if that comes to evens. I don't see how they don't get something out of the game, but that'll probably take till about 60 minutes to be behind to get evens for double chance.
If it's 1-2 at the minute, I mean, there's a huge way to go.
There's another one game I want to mention, and it's started already, so I just want to rattle it off before anything happens in it. This was the match I was actually going to pick for my leg of the treble, but the odds weren't available until like last night, so we wanted to get that article out there for people to have an opportunity to tail us. So I let this one slide. It's in the Welsh Premier League. I don't even know if I should try pronouncing the home team. It's like Caernarfon or something.
Caernarfon or something,
See, versus the New Saints, who, I'm sure anyone who knows anything at all about Welsh football has heard the New Saints. They've dominated that league for the last.
You said their name with such confidence as well, because
I know all of those words. So they're away. They're 1-3 to win the match, which isn't surprising really. But I just fancy them. Now I didn't put it in the article, so I don't really have the stats in front of me. But the home side have been scoring plenty at home, and the Saints, they do concede away. A lot of their recent matches have been away wins while conceding. So I just fancy that to happen here again. The Saints to win with both teams scoring. It increases the odds from 1-3 up to about 7-5. So, you're getting good juice there. And I just feel like your obvious risk here is that the home team don't score. But based on recent form and stats, it's looking quite likely. I've turned the game on here and I'm not really seeing, I don't think Bet365 are updating the stats in this match because it's showing 0 attacks, 0 dangerous attacks, 0 shots. And it's nearly 10 minutes in. So
when you said turned it on, I thought you meant you were watching it. And I was like, where are you getting this stream from? I remember Channel 4 used
a WhatsApp video call with somebody at the match.
Charleroi have scored, by the way.
Excellent.
Away from home. So that's a lovely start to that. 7 minutes in, 1-0 Charleroi. Oh, God, I don't know if it's a good goal or a terrible defensive goal. The ball was kind of... this game has been all St.Truiden, by the way. Wasn't much to note while you guys were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt. Kind of a long ball forward. He got headed up into the air by a defender. Let me see this here. Is it from the keeper? No, it's from just inside their own half. Long ball forward. The defender heads it up into the air at the edge of his own box. The centre forward sneaks in behind him. The keeper's rushed out off his line to get it. And looping header over the keeper bounced into the goal. So really well taken header, like really good control. Big questions about the centre back and probably bigger questions about the goalkeeper. So I'm happy with this now. Charleroi were obviously the mentioned bet, but the goals, I mean, a 1-0 away team after 7 minutes is exactly what you want for goals. So this game is going to plan here. Yeah, sorry, I didn't. Yeah, that's my status. Right. Oh, for sure, yeah.
Just 3 shockers is all we need in that game.
2 more now. That could be in by half time, like.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's actually ideal for the game because obviously St.Truiden have been playing well with a lot of confidence, picking up results, and Charleroi are the opposite. They've had their confidence must be down the dumps, having no wins since Christmas. So, maybe with this game is likely to open up now. If it had gone the other way, maybe the Charleroi heads might drop or something. So hopefully now this becomes a humdinger.
Oh, it's always what you want, the underdog scoring where you've backed over 2.5 goals.
Yeah. Oh, it nearly went 1-1, cleared off the line at the other end. This game's a cracker already.
I wish I could get that one on here. Oh, wait, can I?
You might be able to. I mean, Bet365 are showing it. If that works for you, I'm not sure. That's all right.
It looks like Betfair are showing it as well. If you have any money, you have to have money deposited into your betting account. I think that's the same with Bet365, LB, isn't it? You have to have money in your account.
I don't know.
No, maybe not.
I'm not sure. I have a bet on this game anyway, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other. I know in the past it used to be you had to bet on the game.
And they got rid of that on Bet365 anyway. Yeah,
I think that was because it was like a pressure on people to actually bet, and I think they didn't want that. So
but as well, like you're going to watch a few minutes of the game and then put a bet on. So I'd say it was bad for them anyway because you wouldn't have the opportunity to watch the game and you'd be less likely to put the bet on it. Maybe
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wonder they're not losing any business. Do you know what I mean? Like. Anyway, let's not get into the details of it, but I don't think there was any reason for them to have that rule. This game could be 2-1 Charleroi already. It's so open.
That's what you like to hear.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have that. If that wraps up a bit too early, we've Huddersfield Stoke in our extended bet, obviously, for a draw. So I don't really know what you're hoping there. Do you just hope that it finishes 0-0, or are we just hoping against goals for 90 minutes?
Oh, I'd be hoping a Stoke. Away team with bad form, Stoke 1-0 up, I think. And then,
but we're not exactly cheering on goals. And then PK's bet is going to kick off in 5 minutes. And again, we're not really cheering on goals there. Fair enough. Valladolid score as many as they want, but
I'll be happy if it's 0-0 after 70 minutes. To be honest with you, Valladolid just get the late winner.
Yeah. If they're 2 or 3-0 up, they could get complacent as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like a 1-0 game, to be honest with you, but I've been wrong about these things before.
I actually backed this game earlier in the week, so I did a version of your bet where I had Valladolid and over 2.5 because I just instinctively went to that market before I realised. And then I checked the group. Obviously, the two of you were talking about how rare goals seem to be in that game. So I'm not optimistic about it, but I do have a bet on there that includes them and over 2.5.
Literally back against them.
Well, I just picked you mentioned Valladolid, so I picked them, and then I think it was just muscle memory that I went and added goals into the bet.
You better hope it ends up 3-0, LB.
Yeah, the only one celebrating a 2-1 win.
Better not.
This Welsh match, Betfair are showing the stats on it, and that home side, Caernarfon Town, have had 3 shots with 2 on target. The Saints have only had 1 shot themselves. So
I think a 1-0, like the home team going up 1-0 is probably what you want, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm interested to hear how many different versions of that team name we get off you tonight, Slats.
It could be different every team. I mean, it could be Caernarfon. It could be a hard C. I don't have a breeze. It's not even one of the harder Welsh teams to pronounce either. So
no,
can't too much.
I still don't want to go for it myself. I'll leave it alone.
We can keep just calling it the New Saints match, and how New Saints opposition are getting on in it.
Yep.
There's no other goal in that Swiss match. How are you pronouncing that one? Aru?
Yeah, I'm just going with Aru. It seems to be a bit of a disparity in the stats. I'm looking at I use flash score as well, and unless Zamax have started dominating this game.
They've had a few shots themselves now since I was looking at it. They've had 2 more shots on target. So Zamax has.
Bet365 saying none off target, and Flash Score saying 3 off target as well. 6 in total. Oh, block shots. Okay, right. All right.
Yeah, I think there's definitely block shots is one of the areas where the different sites, they begin to go apart. Yeah. Very nearly a red card.
Game, it looks like Huddersfield are dominating a bit. In the early stages, but
are you looking at the stats or are you watching it?
No, I'm just looking at the stats, but I might throw it on here and see how it's going. It's just that I'm kind of hopping around a lot. I'm still kind of eyeing up bets for the night, so I don't want to be settling down too early to be watching a game that we hope to draw.
I've got it on here as well, and it's all Huddersfield. I don't even know really. Maybe I missed the first 5 minutes, and the stats say it's about 50-50 percentage boys in terms of possession, but since I put it on, it's been all Huddersfield. There's a dangerous enough free kick here now. It's kind of like a swinging in territory, probably halfway between the edge of the box and the halfway line. So we'll see. I'll update on that. St.Truiden very nearly the man sent off. It looked in the replay it looked really bad, like straight red, studs into the ankle. But actually, when he was going in, the ball, I didn't see what happened to the ball. I couldn't tell from the angle, but the ball moved away at the very last second. So he was going in to basically hoof the ball, and then there was no ball, and he just went stud straight through the other guy's leg. I don't know if there's VAR in this game, because the ref didn't seem to be reviewing anything. But I mean, that was definitely a VAR-worthy decision. But yeah, nothing given in the end. So not even a yellow card, actually. So that's pretty good news to keep the game open. And the player got a point, so no big deal. And now it's back to Charleroi with the ball playing it out from the back. So that's where we're at there.
There is one match on in the Dutch 2 tonight. It's half time already. It's two teams down toward the end of the table. Us are home to Den Bosch. So I avoided it. It's 1-0 at half time to us. And it's a bit of a punt. It's even money for 2 goals in the second half. But that coin toss, I'd always be leaning toward above rather than below when it comes to the so yeah, I might just throw a tenner on that and see if I can double up a few even money shots. Roll the tenner up 20, 40, 80, that old routine. But yeah, I think I'll just take a punt on 2 more goals in the second half there, because we know how that league can go. I wouldn't be, kind of suggesting it as a solid bet as such, because 2 of the lower teams, they do have plenty of high scoring games, but it's generally from conceding goals rather than scoring goals. So, I don't have that much faith in either team actually getting the goals, more so that they're likely to concede. But, we'll see.
It's a very misleading one. You see teams' percentage of games over 2.5.
Yeah.
They only score, they score less than a goal a game.
3 goals in 10 games, but yeah, they've conceded about 20. Yeah.
There's a Stoke player down injured here now. It looks like he might be going off. He's walking off the pitch, but he's got a couple of medical guys around him. And the Huddersfield managers brought all his players over to the sideline for kind of a huddle. So maybe signs that Huddersfield might be a bit frustrated. 10 minutes into this one, or 15 minutes in, things not really going as well as they might have hoped. Hopefully that continues. They have 4 shots to 1 in favour of Stoke so far. Corner here to St.Truiden, and down to nothing from the looks of it.
Yeah, we've a message in on YouTube from Connor Castle saying he's excited for the stream this week, and so are we. We're hoping it'll be action packed apart from my game, and we make plenty of money, but we're going to keep up with the in-play bets too, obviously, and try and make some money there on the side as well.
Yeah, glad you're excited for Connor, and let us know if you're watching any of the games or what ones you want to keep an eye on. And same to anybody else, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever you're watching this, just let us know what games you're watching, what games you got bets on, any questions in general. I know there's not a huge amount of football tonight, so maybe some general questions. And we love to chat about these things. And like Slat said at the start of the show, there's 180 quid to give away here should the bets come in, and they're looking good so far. So, that's a little bit misleading because they're very early, but they're still on track. And 180 euros to give to whoever asked the best or the most questions, or just generally the most engaged. So, get chiming in and conversations.
That Swiss game is looking like it's going to stay 1-0 at halftime. So the betting opportunities for second half there.
On my feed, it says it's halftime.
Oh, it is halftime. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So Yeah, it's 5-2 now for the home win. It's still only 4-6 for the double chance. You'd probably be looking at giving it another 10 or 15 minutes before you're going to get above evens for that.
Some chance for Charleroi. They're actually tying with St.Truiden here at the minute. Great chance there. Sorry, I cut you off there, lads. Sorry,
no, you're okay. It's I was just looking at the different markets available for the second half. Again, it's about even money for another 2 goals there, which doesn't look bad either considering how it's going. But yeah, I don't really have anything picked out there yet, so might kind of see how the second half kicks off first. You obviously have that that home win running already, PK, so you'll be hoping for an early equaliser.
Yeah, and like I said, if it gets to the point where there's even money on double chance available, I'll cover myself with that.
Double down.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, a bit of a lack of goals to start in most of the games. I'm tracking most of the live games.
Yeah, I'm flicking through a lot of them myself. Stoke are coming back into that match a good bit, which is a good sign. They've had a few shots and they've a corner here now.
Yeah, they nearly scored there actually just before that. It was a good shot, and the keeper saved it well. That's, I think, what the corner's from.
Okay, yeah. Like we were saying, no real harm for them to go up 1-0. Gary had tipped the draw there, so the away underdogs to take a lead wouldn't be the worst thing in the world there.
No,
we just don't want Huddersfield to get off to a good start and go up 1 or 2-0. They might get away from it.
It's like we said about the Charleroi game. Stoke not picking up results, so confidence could be a bit more fragile. If they concede early, maybe they just call Christ, we're away at Huddersfield here. This is not going to plan, and the heads just drop. So yeah, I'd definitely be cheering on if there's any goal, a Stoke goal. Here we go. Huge. Very good goalkeeping. Raced out of his goal line there for to clear a ball. So St.Truiden are just throwing caution to the wind here. Not even 20 minutes on the clock. There's been at least 3 really good Charleroi counter-attack chances.
That's an awful tackle. Could be a red card here.
In the Stoke game?
Yeah.
That's ideal.
This looks awful, so it does. And it's for Huddersfield.
Oh, that would be good.
He's going to go, but this looks like, on first look to me, this looked like an awful challenge.
Can you see the replay here?
Or anything?
He tried to pull out of it, but I mean, it still studs into the knee here. It's very hard to. Oh God, it's very. Why is your foot in that position? I mean, he's got away with that.
Yeah, it looks like he does.
Well, yeah, the game's back in play here.
He's got a yellow then, surely. Oh, that is awful. That's a red card if there's VAR there.
Is there VAR in the championship?
I don't think there is.
He didn't even get a yellow.
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, the funny thing is, right, people talk about these fouls and they talk about there was no intent or whatever. Like, I mean, reckless is yellow and dangerous is red. I mean, if you're putting your studs into the top of someone's knee, that's dangerous. There's no way to justify it.
The two can go hand in hand, right? At the end of the day, you're a professional footballer. Your stud shouldn't be going near anyone's knee in an action like that. Whether you meant to do it or not, I mean, it's still stupid and reckless. Like.
Yeah, I've just seen a replay here from the ref's point of view, and I cannot see how he did not, like, he was looking straight at it. Very strange.
Oh, wow. And he showed him the stud, the player showed him the stud marks and everything.
Yeah.
That's mad. You'd have to assume so that there definitely isn't any VAR there.
I mean, it doesn't have it. No, there's none outside the
there isn't. Sure, there's not. Yeah,
but I mean, it doesn't really affect our bet, but I don't know how that's not. I mean, okay, you could argue it's a yellow, but nothing.
Yeah, it's weird now because he gave the free. I mean, is there any? Can it be reviewed after by whatever those panels that look at these things are? I'm not sure. Another good chance here for Charleroi. High ball over the top. Those high balls are absolutely really troubling St.Truiden. And it was, it's hard to know. It kind of came onto the left foot, like from the right-hand shoulder. It came over onto his left foot. I thought he was going to try and volley it in, and it looked like he maybe just had a last-minute change of heart. and tried to control it, and then just ended up kind of kneeing it over the end line for a goal kick. But another dangerous moment there for St.Truiden.
I'm very eager for my Portuguese game to get going there. It feels like usually I'm going into the second half in my Dutch games at this time.
Yeah.
Still another 5 minutes or so before it kicks off.
Yeah, well, we've got that. While we're waiting those 5 minutes, we've got a comment in from Gary. Are we all set for the Grangie Syndicates race tomorrow, lads? So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Got my alarm clock set nice and early. Not that there'll be any way that I'll be sleeping in tomorrow. Obviously, where I am at the moment, it'll be a very early start for me. But yeah, really excited about it.
That's the horse that you have to syndicate.
Yeah, I didn't know where you go. That's the horse. I was like, gee, that's a very disparaging comment, the way to describe the apple of Gary's eye. But yeah. So she's racing tomorrow at Fairy House. It's the 140. So yeah, really excited for that.
I'm just about to have a look at it here now. I'll be.
What odds is she?
I'll have to check. It's been changing a bit during the week. Let me pull up the latest odds. I don't want to give you any misinformation.
No, that's all right. But are you talking kind of one of the favourites? Or
no, but not near enough the top, and not one of the favourites.
Okay, right. So probably a bit of value there. Then is there? Like, I mean,
let me see it. Yeah,
the 140.
Yeah,
third favourite at 3-1.
3-1 there. Yeah. So
interestingly enough, the 3 favourites are all out of Willie Mullins' yard. So
yeah, I think he has 5 in it, does he?
5 in the one race.
Yeah.
So you just picked the widest odds Willie Mullins' horse, then, is it? And the other horses just work as blockers in American football kind of thing.
Blockers, yeah.
Take the other horses out of it.
There's only 4 Willie Mullins now. Actually.
Oh, sorry, 4. Apologies.
He must have withdrew one, but yeah, it's a hard race to decipher. I'm not going to lie.
To be honest, I have I've got a double on Grangie, and I think I got 7-2 earlier in the week, or 5-2. Can't even remember now. And I have a double on with another bet over the weekend, but nothing major. At this stage, I'm just enjoying her races as opposed to lumping on them. And then hopefully we'll start to know sooner which race she's going to be targeted for at Cheltenham. So it seems to be a little bit of a changing of heart every now and then, or change of approach in terms of which one there. But yeah, it's only a month away now a month and a half away at this stage. So
surely,
yeah, huge.
You're not going to ruin my anti-post bets and not run her in the Mayor's Novice.
I mean, it's not my decision, so I don't know. But I mean, I now have 4 races with her backed anti-post, so at least 3 of them are not going to go anywhere.
I'm just going to drop here for a second and grab a drink.
Yeah,
I'll be back. I was going to say it's not really a Friday stream until Slats has a can of Magners in his hand, so I'm glad that's getting fixed.
Yeah, I feel like he waits for the game, his bet, and then
if he comes back now with a glass of water, I'll be like,
he must be driving duty.
There's not really that many goals. There was a goal in the Northern Ireland game. It's Northern Irish League is usually a good one to go for goals. Oh no, Stoke. There's nearly a chance, but nothing too major.
Another good chance in the Charleroi game, but again, just called back offside. Another ball over the top from just inside their own half, and two Charleroi players went for it, but one was offside. In fairness, so it blown up. But yeah, very very open near the back for St.Truiden.
That's what we want to hear in that game, anyway. Nothing. 10 minutes gone in the Valladolid game, and nothing to know. I can only look at commentary and stuff here. Oh
yeah. Oh wow. Did you see that?
I think I'm slightly behind you, but I'm watching here now.
It's up on the screen there for our viewers. I'm going to give the update. Huddersfield have just scored. Absolute rocket.
That's deflected.
Was it deflected? Oh, I didn't see the replay yet.
I'm only seeing the first thing of it, but it loops in over the keeper, so I think this highly deflected.
Was there anybody beside him to deflect it? I didn't see.
Yeah, I see it here.
Over on the right wing, headed out. No, I don't think that's deflected.
Okay, I'll have to watch again. I'm only getting the replay here now, but
I'm just getting it here myself from behind the goal.
On first glance, it looked deflected to me, but maybe not.
No, I'm watching it on a small screen, so I can't say. Not great for the draw, but
I'm nearly 100% positive this deflected.
I don't know. Are you watching it on a full screen? On my small screen, it didn't look.
Yeah, the only way that goes in like that is with a deflection. Look at this replay.
I must be gone ahead of you. I would see this replay here now.
There's a goal in the Welsh game too, Slats.
I saw that the new Saints are up 1-0.
Absolute stonewall penalty for Stoke here, not given. He just went through him. Didn't go near the ball. Oh, yeah, very unlucky if you're a Stoke fan so far, or Stoke better.
Oh, wow. How is that not? What? I'm just watching it. How is that not? Huddersfield should have considered a penalty and had a man sent off already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a stonewall penalty, you're right.
Yeah, very, very unhappy if you're a Stoke fan here now involved in this. It's just
Are they appealing it much to the ref?
I don't know. Not
penalty, but
oh my God. No, it's all right. I thought it was going to be another goal for Huddersfield.
That Charleroi game is, I don't know if you have it on, it'll be still, do you? It's suspended there.
Yeah, one fella got a slap in the face. He's just lying down getting ice treatment. Nothing going to come of it.
Not going to be a card or anything.
It doesn't look like it. The ref has moved on. I don't think so. I don't think it should be a card either. It was just a loose hand. I'm watching the replay. This penalty here. Like, that is ludicrous. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a penalty.
Yeah.
And you need to watch the replay of the goal too, because it's 100% deflected.
It's just a small screen here. I'm not seeing it.
I mean, shouldn't a deflected goal, a penalty that wasn't given, and a red card that wasn't given, or potential red card, it's not looking like Stoke's night, is it?
No. Hopefully they can put a moral victory out of the bag and nab a late equaliser. It'll do us fine. But very, very unfortunate they've been so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully it's an indication that they're well in that match and that they, will get their chance and come back and equalise. Obviously it's not part of our main treble tonight, but I'd say you're probably the same. I did do a small quad with our 3 picks along with that bet, so I'll be hoping that draw comes in all right.
Yeah, I did a small quad of it too, just because it was there. But Stoker, they're in this game. Like, it's hard to know. Like, if that's a bad thing. We definitely don't want them going 2-0 down, but at 1-0 down, you're not overly concerned.
Yeah, agreed. Your Valladolid pick doesn't look to be going too badly. They seem to be comfortably dominating that game without conceding anyway. It's still 0-0, but looking all right. This Benfica game has just kicked off. Benfica reserves in the Segunda Liga in Portugal. So this is my pick for Benfica B or Benfica reserves to win. And over 1.5 goals. They're well outsiders now for this. So unless there's some COVID situation going on in Benfica reserves, you mentioned, PK, maybe that some of their players were playing in that cup match during the week for the first team.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's the factor. But they should have good depth anyway.
I would have thought so. And I mean, it's first playing 14th. I rattled off the stats earlier, but like they've won 5 of their last 6 on the road, and Trofense at home have lost 4 of their last 6 at home, only beaten 2 teams, right at the bottom of the table. So, and the head-to-head is very strong in Benfica's favour as well. So I think just a straight win is pretty good. It looks good value to me at 2-1, but I've added over 1.5 match goals, so that's paying at nearly 3-1.
Nice. Oh, there's the Magners. Woohoo.
The Magners is out. It's only that I just realised before we were coming on air that I hadn't put any of them in the fridge. So I had to fire 2 into the freezer and give them 15 minutes or so to cool down.
No ice, no? That's right. You're not an ice man.
No, sure, I'm drinking straight from the can as well. I'll be doing well to squeeze some ice cubes into that.
You can't. I'll We'll if this bet wins, we'll all do a bit of a gather around for a pint glass for you then. So
a chicken.
I'm trying to use my resources here to try and find the Spanish game on the channel.
There's so little on. Yeah, there's so little on. You think it'd be easy to find these games, but not the case.
No.
I'm going to go for a very speculative half-time double of Valladolid and Benfica B here at just under 10-1, 9.5
are dominating this game so far. It's only 3 minutes in, but they've had all the possession and attacks and a shot.
It's Valladolid are 8-5 now for half-time, and Benfica are 3-1. So
geez, that does seem good.
Yeah, at those odds, I'll take a chance on it. So £100 back off a tenner. So yeah, happy to do that. And I think I'm just going to pause and let some of these games settle now for the next little while, see how it looks. There's a decent crowd at this Spanish game here. For what is, often the attendances in La Liga are not great. So for the Segunda here, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, there's no way of getting this game.
The Valladolid game?
Yeah.
On Bet365, no?
I don't watch. I suppose I could. They have a live stream of it?
Yep. Let me get back to the Belgian game here. See how we're looking.
I'd be hoping for a second goal in Belgium. I was just going to say before half time. It's kind of.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of late goals in Belgium anyway. I wouldn't be too worried about it. And Charleroi are, the way things have gone for them, it's been a rough month. I think they won't be inclined to sit back here. I think they're going to keep pushing. And St.Truiden definitely have no. I mean, I think St.Truiden are being overly aggressive so far. It's with so much time left. So, yeah, I'm not concerned about this one yet.
I guess it's more, I suppose, just with the early goal, you'd be hoping.
Yeah, it often happens, doesn't it? Nearly a comedy moment there in this game. Two of the Charleroi defenders ran into each other. They were both running opposite directions, and then the ball bounced and went between them, and they both turned around and ran into each other's faces. It was it was like something you wouldn't believe it now in a movie. It was a bit clumsy.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the game up here.
A few comments in on YouTube. I actually don't even know what they mean. I don't know, is it some sort of code people use to pass messages to each other? But if anyone watching this knows what those things mean, VUR.FYI, VOM.ERD. Very strange, but always curious what they're on about.
Can you pronounce the name that wrote it in?
I can't even tell you the letters of the words.
What's that called? Cyrillic or something like that? I don't know.
Is it? I don't know, yeah.
I have no clue. Not going to lie.
Right, it's still just this Belgian game. I think you could have taken any 5 minutes of this game and played it, and it would look like any other 5 minutes. Just St.Truiden with the ball, get caught on the counter. St.Truiden the ball, caught with the counter. Another ball over the top here, nearly catches them out. This could be a penalty here if he goes down. No, he's very nobly stayed on his feet. Very quiet evening now of the sports overall.
It really is. Yeah, you can feel it. Like, I mean, I'm just kind of flicking through the same few games, hoping to see updates or stats or something. The only one I would say is the Northern Ireland Championship. Newry are playing. They're kind of odds on. I mean, they're 4-5 for the win. It's 35 minutes into it now.
Literally odds on.
Yeah, I know it's almost even money, but there's just been a lot of shots in it. So I'm going to see how that goes at half time. Might back a few second half goals there if it's still 0-0 at half time, or maybe the Newry win. They're definitely having more of the chances there, but both sides have had plenty of shots really. So definitely looks like goals are coming, even though there hasn't been any in the first 35 minutes. So at least it's another game that is on at the moment, if nothing else. Can add it to the short list that we have.
Huddersfield nearly got a second. So Stoke lucky to be still in this. Well, very unlucky to be not ahead. But St.Truiden in a good position here. Yeah, Huddersfield, when I looked a moment ago, were were like 4-7 or something. Still a pretty good price. 4-9 now. I mean, very hard to see a way for Stoke to get back into this. I could be tempted to back. I won't. So I'm all in on these other games, but I could be easily tempted to get on at that price if that was your desired price range.
This Welsh game, the new Saints, it's still they're still winning 1-0. So I fancied it for a Saints winning both teams to score, but it's just 1-0 to the Saints at the moment, pushing toward halftime as well. It's 39 minutes gone now, so would love an old equaliser there, but plenty of time left anyway for a few goals in the second half.
Yeah.
And then this Dutch game that I did back a couple of goals in the second half, it's been very quiet. The first 20 minutes of the second half, it's 65 minutes now. There hasn't been many chances this half so far. Ulster still leading 1-0 at home with two teams down toward the bottom. It could just peter out a bit now. If there was an equaliser, it might spice things up a bit, and it might be a chance of a third goal going in. But very quiet there at the moment.
Yeah, all games are very quiet, unfortunately. Which is good for my bet, but it's not.
Shite Newry just went up 1-0. In that Northern Ireland Championship, it was looking like goals were coming and they were dominating all right, but what can you do? No goals in the matches we're watching, and then
No. Still no goal in that Swiss game, still 1-0.
I've forgotten about that game. Is that into the second half now, is it?
Yeah, 52 minutes gone. Penalty for Stoke. No, ref waves it away. But Huddersfield.
That ref.
No, sorry, Huddersfield.
Oh, okay.
The ref. The big questions marks about the ref anyway. But this was never. Just absolute tomfoolery out of the centre forward there.
Tomfoolery.
The polite word of what he was up to. Corner here for St.Truiden. Is this going to go anywhere? Oh God! Do you know when you take a funky corner and it doesn't work, you just look like such a plonker.
Yeah,
you know?
big time. Yeah. Benfica reserves are on a decent enough attack. I'm just watching the animation or whatever you call it. I don't have the game on, but it's showing them on an attack. They had a shot. At least it looks like they're getting themselves into this game.
Playing their way into it. So we want to hear.
Yeah, big time. So still in a lot. It's only 10 minutes gone, but good to see them starting to fight a bit.
Those reserve leagues do they can fringe players from the main team play in those, or no? Is it a completely separate?
I think it's only they can they?
I think so. Because they're in Division 2 of, like, it's not a reserve league. It's Division 2 of the Portuguese Liga. So
yeah.
What happens if they win it then? I mean, they can hardly
get promoted. No.
Yeah, I don't. That's one thing I've never understood is what happens.
Because a lot of the top teams are reserve versions of actual clubs in the Premier League. Like,
you'd see it in Spain as well.
Yeah,
they'll just they just take him out of the consideration, and then the team below them gets promoted or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's generally the way it works.
Yeah, I was looking back, and it doesn't look as if Benfica reserves have won the Segunda Liga ever. I don't know how long they've been competing in it, but they're top of the table now, so I guess they're probably, if they haven't won it and they're winning it now, there must be some motivation there to push on and actually do it for the first time.
I guess just to say you've won the league, I suppose. I don't know. Play your way into the real team or the main team.
Yeah, good for the club anyway, just to win the thing. Like, if they won both first and second divisions, they'd have to be pretty happy with that.
Oh, it's a really ugly moment here in Belgium. I think one of the Charleroi players is knocked out here. He lands face first on the ground and doesn't move. So he's either milking it or he is knocked out. Just very unlucky. No real malice in it, but he jumped up and he was running. He was looking one way, and the St.Truiden players looking the other way, and they just clashed into each other.
I
those
hate them
knockouts
ones.
can be grim watching when they can't even kind of protect their fall. They're just like face plant into the ground.
We're getting very close to the point of even money on double chance in that Swiss game, so I'm going to be on that as soon as it becomes available. It's 10-11 on Bet365 at the moment.
Looking at the stats, though, it doesn't look as if they've really been kicking on the way they were dominating in the first half, does it?
No, but I still don't see how they don't get something out of this game, given the stats.
Yeah, I don't think they've only had one shot off target in the opening 10 minutes of this half. But yeah, you definitely still expect them to get something here. 4-1 now for the win. I wonder, because it is one of those ones you kind of think if they equalize, they have the momentum. Zamex drop their heads, they kick on and get a winner. But
it definitely does feel like if they equalise, they'll win. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, 4-1 isn't a bad price for that. If they get a few shots in the next few minutes, if the stats look a bit more favourable, I might get on them.
Yeah, I'm watching the Spanish game now. Sporting Gijon have had a few. They're not opportunities, but they've had a few decent attacks. So it's not as one-sided as I would have liked. But like I said, if Valladolid play cagey enough and keep it nil till 70 minutes, I still won't be disappointed.
I saw Gijon had a shot on target all right a few minutes ago. I was like, we don't want to be seeing any of that. No shots.
No.
For the rest of the game.
Back in your box, please.
Yeah, exactly. Just, yeah.
Stoke have picked up their second yellow of the game here, which is pretty good going that they've got the only 2 cards. So, yeah, really, really going against them here. Everything nearly half-time, 44.5 on the clock. And, kind of fading out there.
Yeah,
everyone's okay after that injury.
As far as the draw goes, at least they're not further behind. Like it's off a back in a draw and going 2 goals behind. You just so much to try and swing it back in your favor. Like,
yeah, that's why I don't like back in draws because you can just be dead and buried so easily, and you're kind of vulnerable both ways.
Yeah, big time. But in fairness, Gary's hit a few of them. He had the score draw there, not last week, the week before it, wasn't it?
The week before, yeah. 3 minutes added on here in Belgium. They're going to be reviewed. Yeah, it was a counter-attack here for Charleroi. One guy on the line about to break. Ball was going to be kicked over the top. I mean, St.Truiden don't know what to do with these balls over the top. And he just threw his hand up and caught it. I mean, to me, that's a red card. Like, it's ridiculous. It was denying a goal scoring opportunity. It was so intentional. And the ref hasn't even booked him here. It's so far out from goal, you could make a case. But, like, they're going to get a free kick inside their own half from where the ball was basically kicked. But there was a guy breaking in on goal with no defenders beside him, was where that ball was going to end up. So, I mean, very clever foul, but, still a great chance. Oh, no. Goal kick. But, very, very cynical yellow. Foul to give away there.
Just watching the Spanish game now. It's for the last 5 or so minutes. It's been all Valladolid. So I think they're 9 shots to 2 is the record, and 4 corners to none. Possession wise, it's fairly even, but it seems like they're pouring on the pressure now. So another shot
going into the game.
Yeah.
It is looking good there. All right. I wonder, like, are we actually better off with them sitting on that 0-0 for a bit longer and they just, keep putting the pressure on and then, like you were saying, like wait till around 70 minutes before going up 1-0.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now though, with them being so good defensively, if they got a 1-0 lead, I'd fancy them to hold on to it.
They could just shut up then, like shut up shop.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's true, all right.
They had an attack there, but it came to nothing. I don't know if I'm watching it here on Bet365, but I do know if anything happens, it'll go suspended a minute before, like so.
Yeah.
That's the thing I hate. It takes all the It's all
I
fun
usually
out.
I use the pop out window and then just move away from the odds so you can't see them, because it's the same thing. There's nothing more annoying than a suspension. Like, you know what I mean? Someone's breaking down the pitch and it gets suspended. You know, they're after scoring. Half time in the English game, very surely going to be half time in a couple of seconds here in Belgium. Some of the least goals in those halves of football in a long time.
Every time I flick onto this Benfica game to look at the stats, anytime I'm going onto it, it's just Truffens on the attack or the corner there they had or that. Now the stats, like Benfica have actually had a little more of the possession, and the attacks there's not a huge swing in. And Benfica have had a shot more, so I think I'm just landing on it at the wrong time. But every time I seem to flick onto it, Benfica are defending, and I'm kind of like, great, I'll just flick off again. Oh, then Bosch did just equalise in that Dutch game, and it's 75 minutes, so yeah, it's gone back around evens. It was about even money for 2 goals in the second half, and it's back at about evens now for 2. I could probably just cash out for my money back if I wanted, but
15 minutes feels like plenty of time there.
Yeah, and the fact that it's 1-1 instead of 2-0, you know, both of those teams will kind of want to kick on and maybe get a win there. Us are favourites. Like us are still 9-4 to actually win the match, which is pretty tight odds with 15 minutes to go at 1-1. So yeah, I'm going to sit tight on that one, and hopefully we'll get a third goal there.
Yeah.
15 minutes, definitely a long time in Dutch too. Sorry, go on.
No, just going to say halftime in Belgium. They all going into the tunnel there. So it's halftime. Yeah, I'd love to see that stadium, by the way. That's St.Truiden Stadium.
Huddersfield game as well. There's been a lot of shots in that Huddersfield Stoke game, really. I'm definitely going to be putting together some sort of second half goals bet, and that's definitely going to be one of them.
Over 1.5 in the second half there?
Like over 1.5 second half goals, or over 1.5 overall in the second half? Like 1 more goal or 2 more goals?
Saying 2 more.
I'll see. Yeah, I think I'd back maybe 2 more on Huddersfield Stoke. The only thing is that kind of goes against their draw bet a little.
Yeah, slightly. That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, because you'd need 3 more, obviously, for it to be a draw. If there's going to be 2 more. But yeah, just some of the games I've seen. The that Northern Ireland game, Newry City, it's still 1-0 at half time, but there was an awful lot of chances in that in the first half. And I mean, even the Valladolid game has had, I mean, most of them have been, you know, they're one way. Valladolid are dominating, all right, but kind of, I suppose you wouldn't be backing 2 more goals in the second half there, but it definitely feels like a goal is coming.
We're just hoping here big time that the second halves are nothing like the first halves, and that there's actually goals.
Sure. For everyone's sake, yeah.
I'm just hoping that Swiss team scores now. God dang it.
There must be 20 minutes left there, is there?
A little over.
Nearly 30.
26.
Yeah, it's just it's still not showing that they've had another shot. They haven't had a shot since about the 47th minute or something. They had one early in the second half, and haven't had any, you know, in nearly 20 minutes now. Certainly 15 minutes. So it's kind of putting me off backing them. It still will probably come, but it just doesn't.
Oh no, I wouldn't advise anyone to get in now at this stage. But I've gone balls deep in it, so for lack of a better term. So
it's still, I'd still be tempted by a small bet on the home win, just because if they equalise in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'd fancy them to, you know, with the momentum and Zamax maybe kind of, you know, losing a bit of confidence or just kind of dropping the shoulders a bit, dropping the heads.
Yeah. We get these every couple of months, don't we? These Friday nights where there's actually nothing happening in any of the matches.
We get them even when there's a decent schedule on, but you know, there's a poor enough schedule and there's nothing going on even in the few games we have to pick from.
Yeah, I could definitely, you know, stand over a second bet in Belgium of backing goals again. It's 6-5 for for 2 more goals. I think that's a pretty good price. And you mentioned the same in the championship game. That's 11-8. So I mean, that's a pretty juicy double already there. Yeah. I might do that. Like you said, it feels wrong to do it in the English game when you've already got effectively the opposite backed. Unless we're just going to go back 2-2.
Well, yeah, you'd nearly as well to do that.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find bets here now myself.
No, I have none other ones that I can look at there other than a few goals. But while we're kind of in a bit of a lull here, I might actually use this opportunity to talk through some of the weekend bets. So we had up on the screen earlier the Friday Akis. So if you just give me a second, I'll pull this up and we'll run through the Gary's EFL article. So again, Gary's not with us here, but he does contribute a weekly Aka on the EFL to SportsRunDown.com, our website that puts this show together. So he's gone for a 4-fold here, and it's huge. It's 30-1. First one up is Luton Town against Blackburn Rovers. Now he thinks it was a banana skin. He called out a banana skin in last week's article, and it was actually the only leg that let him down. But he thinks that the value here is worth it. Blackburn Rovers are 21-10 away to Luton here. He makes a good case for it. I think there's just a huge gulf between these two teams. Blackburn are in second place, and Luton are in 10th. And they've only lost one of their last 12 games, Rovers. So 21-10. There's a big price, tough game, but it's worth it. He's got Barnsley, Bournemouth. The bet here is that Bournemouth to win and over 1.5 goals. So they're 7-10 to win, and they are 23-10 with a second goal. So I mean, that's a huge jump there. So I mean, for that reason alone, it's probably worth backing. Yeah.
Like Barnsley are rooted to the bottom of the table there. I mean, fair enough, Derby County are the same points as them, but they're 6 points behind third from bottom.
Derby County had a 21-point deduction as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah.
Makes
a bit more sense way there.
Yeah.
Down
so,
there.
I mean, that increase there is just worth it all day. He's got Exeter. Hartlepool is the third leg. So the home team here 4-5. He thinks it's just a great price. Gary's a big fan of Exeter. He makes a great case for them, most weeks, every second week, because he likes Exeter at home. Really, the great record at St James's Park. They've only lost twice at home all season. And Hartlepool are okay, but they're pretty poor away from home. And 4-5 there is the bet. Apologies if you can hear the helicopter that's making a racket outside the window. And then the last leg of this one is Colchester against Swindon. He's just taking a Swindon win here, away win at 13-8. Swindon let us down last week, but he's kind of gone back to the well here. It's just a pretty straightforward one. Colchester are just not as good. They're 22nd in the league. They've only won 3 times at home. They don't have a great record. Swindon, I can't see what position they're in, but they're much better. They're 6th, and 6th away to 22nd outside evens is all. It's a good bet on paper. So that 4-fold is 30-1. And it makes a good case for it. And I'll be backing that for sure. He's landed a couple of these EFL Akas already this season. So if you are short on any bets this weekend, and anyone who bets the Premier League or the Serie A, any of the big 5, there's obviously no sports on this weekend. There's none of those leagues. So maybe a good weekend to try your hand at some of the more unusual or lower leagues.
I was just looking at that Exeter one again. Like you're saying, they've a good home record. Hartlepool have lost like 5 of their last 6 away games. They had a draw their last game against Carlisle, but Carlisle are down in 20th. That's not much to go off really, but they're losing all round. They're definitely going to be conceding against Exeter. That looks good money to me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really like to look at that one. And again, 30-1 for, you make a pretty easy case for each of those legs. So, yeah, I like the look of it as well. And again, it's another one of those ones he's been back into singles. He hasn't had a bit of luck with the Akas recently, but usually getting 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3 each week. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's on some run of just one letting him down. It's one of those, if you could just pick the 3 winners of the 4. But if you back them individually, he's still, his picks are rarely odds on. They're usually between kind of evens and, 2-1 or...
Yeah, you'll get the odd 4-5, but usually that like we saw there today, 13-8, 23-10, juicy enough prices.
Yeah, decent enough. Yeah, you'd certainly, if you were backing them all individually, you'd be well up this season. And he has hit a few of the accumulators as well, hasn't he? He hit a nice
Yeah, for sure.
18-1 there not so long ago or something like that.
Yep. So back to the live football, Gary. Slats, how's the top boss, Den Bosch?
It's still 1-1. Both teams have had a few more shots, and there's just about 5 minutes left. So as we well know, the majority of goals in football come in the last 5 minutes of games, isn't that it?
Yeah.
I think is the stat. I think I read that this. It seems high, but I think it said about 70% of goals come in the first 5 minutes of either half, or the last 5 minutes of either half. So those 20-minute periods, I presume they capture injury time within those periods as well.
That seems very high.
That is high, like 70% in
70% in
minutes out of 90. But even if you say 30 minutes out of 100, like with injury time, you know, so about 30% of the.
So say it again. So in the first 10 or last 10 of each half, is that what you said?
No. The first 5 or last 5 of each half. So that's 20 minutes of the game. But if you were to average out, well, yeah, I mean, say if there was 10 minutes injury time across both halves, that'd be 30 minutes out of 100. So say it's 30% of the games, 70% of the goals are scored in.
I can't believe that. Like, I mean,
I could be wrong in quoting that stat. It was a while back that I saw it, but also
60% of the goals in the first 10 and last 10 or something like that. It could be, I don't know. Yeah, it's worth looking up, but yeah, it feels like if we backlate goals, they don't come, and when we don't backlate goals, they do. So that's my overriding feeling on it.
Yeah, I'm not. I think we got another one of them cryptic messages on YouTube there. That
yeah, one day I'd love to know what's going on there.
We haven't managed to decode them yet.
No, but there's a
goal
format.
Slats.
Oh,
2-1 top us. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Fantastic stuff. And they have gone absolutely bananas in this stadium here.
Really?
I just flicked it on and I was like, the crowd noise was too much. I was like, that's kind of strange. And it was the anticipation of a goal coming. So
class.
Is that an important game? It is a humongous celebration.
I mean, maybe for relegation, but us are well above relegation. I wouldn't think they'd be that worried about it. They're you'd more say they're mid-table than relegation threatened.
Yeah.
And they're playing the team below them, so possibly there's some sort of rivalry there. I'm not sure.
What a goal as well. I've just seen a proper replay of it.
Us are in 15th, actually. Den Bosch are 2 points above them, so it puts them above Den Bosch into 13th.
I think part of the action was just the quality of the goal. Now that I see it again,
they'll jump up to 11th with that one. So it is pretty tight down there in the bottom half. From 11th down to 16th, there's only 3 points.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, happy. That's the first bet in of the night.
Yep.
Plenty more still live. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, goals and Dutch too often do us well.
This Valladolid game is one of the better 0-0s that I've witnessed. For half time, yeah. It's pretty end to end, but Valladolid are definitely the better of the game. But it's all attacking football, like so.
Yeah, the stats reflect that as well. And I was going to say I was surprised because we expected this to be low scoring. It is still 0-0, so it is still a low scoring game. But you definitely would fancy a goal or two in the second half, all right, wouldn't you?
I definitely thought it'd be cager, all right, but
yeah, that's the thing. You'd expect it to be less shots and less attacks, and yeah, like you're saying, for it to be cagier, based on the fact that it's these teams play low scoring games. But yeah, it looks like they're going for it. I thought I had something. Sorry, you can ignore me. I thought I had something worth mentioning there.
A bet. If it's a bet, we want to hear it.
Well, I would have thought it was a bet. There was nothing else I was going to be mentioning, really. But I just seem to have lost it again.
Top Boss really should have scored a third one-on-one with the keeper, and he just overran it. And then dived and then looked for the penalty and didn't get it.
Oh,
but
I know what I was going to say. It's not a bet. So I searched for that stat again. Now, it's coming from a website called gftskills.com, which I've no idea of the reliability of them. We all know how reliable stats off the internet are in general, but it says 75% of goals are scored in the first and last 5 minutes of each half, with most of those being in the last 5 minutes of the second half, which Os did prove for me there. I mean, that's why I was bringing up the point. It says this
is that league specific or something?
Doesn't seem to be. This is counting a 90-minute game, so in the 20-minute frame of minutes before and after each half. It's not before each half, but I get what it's trying to say. So there you go.
An interesting stat.
75%. It does seem high, but I don't have any information to argue against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By weekend now, I'm going to be spending looking into that because I just cannot accept that fact. It just sounds so wrong.
Let us know what you come up with, LB.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, I say it's me doing it.
I mean, I'm just looking down through the games. There's so few goals to go with here, but the Huddersfield game, the goal came in the middle of the first half. The Nantes game, the goal came in the middle of the first half. The Belgium game, it came after 7 minutes, so that was still outside of the 5-minute window. Let's see, Anderlecht women won 9-2. Jesus, why was I not on the Belgian football today?
9-2, that was 3-1 when we started the show.
Yeah, it was 3-1 after about 60 minutes, and they got 4 goals. They scored 60th, 63rd, 66th, and 69th, and then scored again in the 80th, and there was 2 goals in the 89th and 91st minute. It's the Belgian Women's League isn't bad for goals. Ghent women are up 3-0, and Genk women, well, they're only up 1-0, but there's actually half an hour left there, and both sides have plenty of shots. Jesus, I'd be tempted to back another couple of goals there, actually.
My Swiss boys.
I wait till there's only 5 minutes left. Oh, Aru just equalised. Did you see that, PK?
Oh, lovely.
I only said it 3 times, but that's okay.
No way.
I was like, surely PK has said this. I was too caught up in my 75% of goals.
You didn't see my arms flapping and everything, and I was like, come on. This Swiss team that I have no idea who you are.
I wasn't even looking at our stream.
I was Googling, is GFT Gate fake news? That's what I want to get to the bottom of.
So that's great for you, PK, because you double down on the double chance there, and you still have the chance of a winner coming in here.
Exactly.
Oh, definitely. I mean, 12 minutes. I backed them to win, and I'd completely given up on it, and now it's looking all right.
What odds did you back them to win it, Abby? Did you get 4-1 or better?
No, ages ago. Backed them in the first half at 15
days. Okay. Sorry,
I only got them at 13 days, but that's a free bet for me now, so that's what I was hoping for. So
classic. You're definitely the most profitable person I know in terms of double chance betting.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
PK had anyone who follows us on Twitter would see that I tweeted out a bet last night saying that at halftime in the Americas, I forget what it's called over here, the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, Mexico and USA were both drawn 0-0 at halftime against Jamaica and El Salvador, and USA were massively odds on at before kickoff, and Jamaica had a man sent off, so Mexico really should have done well there. And I was like, the double was evens at halftime. I said it was a great bet. But then Mexico went 1-0 down, and PK got them at 4s, and they scored twice in the last 6 minutes and won the game. So a lovely in play.
What can you do?
Yeah,
twice in the last 6 minutes. You say?
I think like 83 and 87 or something like that. 87 minutes. So win 2-1.
Now I did back them to win at about 70 minutes gone or so. I just backed it. I said, because Mexico needed to win. That qualifying thing is very tight.
Really tight. Yeah, I mean they're pretty much set now, Mexico, because they've got El Salvador at home, and I think Panama or something like that at home. 2 very winnable home games. Canada have to play USA, and then Mexico also have USA at home. So it's everything is in their favor.
Is there that many left?
They've 4 if not 5 games left. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to look at that. I thought it was over a lot sooner than that, but
yeah, because for some weird reason they call this window, they call this the final round or like final something, but it's the start of there's the opening round, which is all the home games, and then there's the closing round, which is all the away games.
Yep, you're right.
Very misleading. It's all that's on the news here every day about how crap the national team is getting. So their schedule comes up all the time. It's weird. They've got such talented players. They just cannot pull it together. Anyway, conversation for another time.
I'm obviously a Canada fan now because Ireland are crap. So I'll take my adopted country and support them in the World Cup. No problem.
I'll go to my adopted country and watch them go down the toilet here it's just weird. I don't know, very complicated situation they have here, but they can't seem to put it together at all.
Did Panama win last night? No, they didn't. They drew. So that makes it a bit easier on the top three.
They're as good as set now. I know Mexico are pretty much like the way everything went their way last night. They're kind of solid. I think 4 get through from here, do they? 4 from this.
3 and 1 into qualifier. So they have Honduras and El Salvador in their last 2 games. But Mexico play the US, Panama, and Costa Rica at home. None of them are that easy for a team that's not functioning at.
Yeah, but being home is probably a good thing. And I mean, for a lot of those other countries, they're now going up to 7,500 feet altitude to play in Azteca. They do quite well at home, Mexico, because they've got that ridiculous home advantage. So,
yeah, that's true. Canada, when they played Mexico here a couple of months ago, I think it was back in November. They brought them to winter here. Winter wasn't too bad until mid-December or so. So it'd be mild enough in November, but they brought them to Edmonton. Edmonton barely has a summer. Like it was minus. There was snow on the ground. It was -10. They brought Mexico up there. They're like, okay, we know what you're doing here, and they beat them 1-0. So it worked. But
it's the coldest game Mexico ever played in. It was they were going mental about it here. How much favor it gave to Canada. I think it was in the top 5 coldest games of all time. Like
Canada don't have a national stadium, so they move it around for the soccer. So the game Monday against the USA is arguably their biggest game ever. And it's on in a little city just outside an hour from Toronto here called Hamilton. And they're only, with the COVID restrictions, they're only allowed half capacity, which is only 12,000 or something. So they all sold out. We were trying to get tickets, but we couldn't get them. There was no way. They didn't even hit the open market at that rate when it's the national team's biggest ever game, possibly, and they're only 12,000 tickets available. It's a bit crazy, but sure, that's cool.
Strange. Yeah, my halftime double has obviously not landed. Halftime in Spain, Valladolid 0-0, so that is dead. Closing in on halftime in Benfica B, also 0-0. So looks like
I was looking at the stats here again. Like Benfica have really kind of turned this around. They had
turned it around from 0-0 to 0-0.
Yeah, in that sense,
come back for the ages.
But it turned around who's dominating the game, I suppose. Like they started the game at 2-1, and it's nearly half time now, and they're 7-4. So obviously, normally odds for a win drift from just off the half time. They've come in. They've 9 shots to 3. They've had more of the attacks. So happy enough with that. Like I was just surprised that they were 2-1 a kickoff to win. The only worry, I suppose, is I've backed them in over 1.5. Well, it's not the only worry. They need to win the match first, but I've also backed over 1.5. And if it goes into halftime 0-0, that kind of reduces the chance of 2 goals in the second half as well, I suppose. So I would love them to go up 1-0 before halftime. And like a lot of their shots have come in the last 20 minutes, so they've been kind of
trending in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'd be nice if they could just convert one now before halftime.
This is a tangent here. I blame Ronaldo for this. Every football match you see now, there's like guys stepping over the ball. The ball is stationary and they're just swapping their legs left to right, and it usually turns into absolutely nothing. I think I saw the best one of them I've seen in a long time here. The St.Truiden centre midfielder did it, and he just sent the Charleroi guy flying. He could have stepped one way, your man leaned, he stepped the other way, and your man went to go, and he just fell on his face, and then he just ran past him. Yeah, it was really nice. Very open last couple of minutes here. I missed the start of the second half, but St.Truiden have had at least 5 shots in the second half. Really, really going for it here. So ideal. Obviously, we'd love another goal. If this goes 1-1, I think it'd be perfect for the bet. put 53 minutes on the clock. And I'm not sure if you're watching it, but a second goal for the new Saints.
Yeah, up 2-0. So, I backed them to win with both teams scoring. Now, to be fair, there was no surprise at all that the Saints were going to score 2 or 3 or more goals in this match. So, the kind of most crucial leg of the bet, or the most important factor of the bet, is for the Saints to concede, which they have been conceding on the road. But that part of it obviously hasn't come in yet. So, hopefully, Caernarfon. We don't know how to pronounce that team. If anyone knows,
I'm going to put it into Google Translate here.
They can write it phonetically first. I think it has to be Sar, but
another absolute stonewall penalty not given in tonight's football. This one for St.Truiden. There's a guy, I forget his name, he's a very distinguished looking guy, centre forward for St.Truiden, small guy, jumped up in the air for a header, and while he was in the air, the centre back just pushed him, like 2 hands on his hips and just pushed him, and he obviously took a hopper, but like, it's penalty all day, it's a foul all day, and not given, so it would have been great for us to go 1-1 there, but no luck.
Yeah, that's a shame, all right. I'm still waiting for this Swiss team to nick a winner here. 86 minutes. But like you were saying, PK, it's kind of a bit of a free bet. Anyway.
I'm hoping if they concede a double loss, but
well, that's true, yeah.
It's looking. Yeah, I'll take a last minute winner there for sure.
Have either of you been watching more of that Huddersfield Stoke game since the second half started?
Yeah,
second half. No,
Stoke seem to be on top so far in the second half.
Do they? Yeah.
I did not see this game going with a Huddersfield scoring first and then Stoke coming back with an equaliser, but it'd be a lovely end and a deserved point for Stoke.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of time left anyway. Once it stays 1-0, you're kind of comfortable enough that they're going to get a chance to, a few chances to equalise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judging by stats I'm seeing here in the Benfica game now, Benfica have come well on top, right?
Yeah, PK, I was saying that a while ago. You mustn't have been listening to me. You must have been.
No, I was.
Ignoring the rest of us.
No, I was.
You're some man that's for biding your time to get one back.
Never forgetting, just.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay.
Well, I'm on PK. Yeah, Benfica have been on top the last 20 minutes or so. I was saying, like, because of the over 1.5 backed as well, I was hoping that they would get one of the 2 goals needed before half time, but it's a minute into 2 minutes of injury time now, so I'll probably have to just settle for the 0-0 half time.
It is a free in from a very dangerous position, halfway between the D and the corner of the box, on the edge of the box for Charleroi. And do you know those ads that were on TV for a while? Like, what was it? Was it for John Smith's or something like that? Just like ridiculous diving in football matches. This dive, you wouldn't believe it in a movie. It was so bad. He like tucked his legs up behind him and just kind of went head over, like he was trying to do a handstand. But the ref bought it, and it's a free kick here now. So hopefully they score. I think I prefer it to go 1-1 than 2-0, but I think with coming up on 60 minutes, any goal now at this stage is
any goal. Yeah. We need that one to be leading the charge on our treble. There's plenty of time in the other 2 games.
Yeah, big time.
Especially considering the markets, like we're happy for Valladolid to just sit on that 0-0 and get a late winner and finish 1-0. And obviously,
that's the flip side when you back it like a 1-0. Obviously, there's the risk that it could die early, but there's the flip side that 0-0 now we're still well in it. If we backed it with goals or backed over 2.5 or 1.5, you'd be starting to give up now at this stage. So
yeah.
The
way that I've ever seen. Went, we're looking quite good, I think. We'd be happy with the 0-0 halftime there, definitely, and happy enough with the Benfica game. I mean, just because they were out at 2-1 at kickoff, 0-0 at halftime isn't too bad. They've been dominating the shots, so
I see we just picked up a couple of people across the various platforms in the last couple of minutes. So just to remind everybody what we're doing here, we're watching the live football. We've got bets on. We've got a bet from beforehand. We'll give away the money if it wins, and it's still live. We've got a few live bets that we're cheering on ourselves. But get in the comments there. Let us know what you're watching, what you're betting. And, we love to have conversations about it. Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We've got Real Face, or Real Face, I suppose. I don't know why I said that with that Real version. But you've asked us, Jay, what's the score? Just tell us the game, and we'll gladly tell you the score. It's 1-0 to Huddersfield in the Championship. 1-0 Charleroi in Belgium. Game wrapped up 2-1 in the Netherlands. Top Bosch came back and beat them Bosch. Newry are winning 1-0 stats, I still believe. The New Saints are 2-0 up. 0-0 in Portugal, 0-0 in Spain. So a lot of nils out there tonight, but by all means, if there's a specific game you're looking at, just let us know and we'll dive into some more detail there. There's a good old chance we've got it backed one way or the other. And the most comments or the most engaged viewer across the platforms will get a chance to win the money that we've got coming hopefully from this bet. So we've got Valladolid to win in the Spanish Segunda, 20-0. We've got Benfica and over 1.5 in the Portuguese Segunda, and over 2.5 goals in the Belgian First Division A, St.Truiden against Charleroi. So 1-0 there, 0-0 in the other two games. So not in the bag yet, but certainly alive. So get commenting.
And just to mention, if that does come in, that will win €180, and we'll be giving that away to one of our viewers.
Advertised at 120, but it's actually now up to 180. So, good points, lads.
Yeah, anyone commenting is in with a chance of winning that. So get the comments in, and you could win €180 before the end of the show tonight.
And for the record, those coded VOM.ERD messages we'll exclude those now. They don't.
You're not helping your chances of winning. Yeah. If we can understand what your message is.
That
Newry game in the Northern Ireland Championship is still had plenty of chances, and it's still just 1-0. It's only 1-2 for another one goal. It's a bit outside 2-1 for two more goals, but that might be a bit of a stretch. But it definitely feels like there's another goal coming there. 30 minutes to go. And this Swiss game, PK, I'm sure you're keeping an eye on. There's about a minute left in injury time.
Yeah.
It's still 1-1, so are you breaking even with the 1-1, or will you still make a bit of a profit?
No, I just break even. I waited for the even money.
Yeah, you're just covering your bet, really, weren't you?
I'll take that. It was worth the punt. But Stoke are all over Huddersfield here for the first 15 minutes or so of the second half. Just they're lacking that little bit of quality. I've seen they have that guy. Remember he played for Sunderland in the Premier League. Stephen Fletcher. Thought I seen a ghost.
Oh yeah,
he's up top for them. I thought he was long retired, but they might get something out of this. They just look a bit blunt up top, But there's still plenty of time, and they might get something for Gary's bet.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe in it. I'm starting to really think I've had a small eye on that game as well, PK, and the draw is starting to look really good. 10-3 there now with Bet365. I don't know what has inspired this now, but I'm going to do a fourfold here. Huge prices. I'm going to take the draw in the Huddersfield game, Valladolid to go ahead and win, another goal in Belgium, and Benfica B to win. And that is 35-1.
Okay. So, just repeat that again slowly because I want to tear this. So a draw in Huddersfield Stoke, is that what you said?
Yeah, draw Huddersfield Stoke 10-3.
Yeah.
A win for your crowd, Benfica, at 15-8.
Yeah.
A goal in Belgium at about a little bit over 1-2, like 8-15 or something like that.
Right.
And Valladolid to win at 5-6.
Okay, so let me just I have the 3 wins lined up. Let me just get on another goal here. The way these in-play ones go, like I'll probably even get a bit extra juice than you got. What did you get for it?
35, but now it's actually, I don't actually have it on yet. It's now nearly 37 now. I'm
on Betfair. It's still 35 for me.
It actually just come back in at 35 here, so I'm going to jump on, pull the trigger, and it changes.
Just throw a small bet on that.
Yeah. That's just for anyone watching. A draw, Huddersfield Stoke, a win for Valladolid, a win for Benfica B, and another goal in the St.Truiden Charleroi game. And that
I'll be rude if I didn't get on.
Oh, that's it, PK. What is it?
A couple of bucks couldn't harm.
Exactly. Now, hopefully one of these teams takes the lead, or the goal in Belgium comes in. Very dangerous free kick here now for St.Truiden. I'm going to actually get rid of the market, so I get to enjoy the free kick. Just at the left-hand corner of the box, 2 yards outside the box. Charleroi don't know where to stand here for the wall. Oh, he hit the post. Oh my God. No. What a free kick. The keeper didn't know what to do. Unless the keeper got over at the end and saved it. No,
he got a hand to it, did he?
He got a face foot of the post is what he got. Absolutely. He didn't know what to do. The ball, I thought it was going to go to the far corner. So free kick on about 2 yards outside the left-hand corner of the box. Looked like it was going the far side. And some optical illusion, it was going to the near top corner. The keeper was flat-footed as well. He jumped late and didn't get anywhere near the ball, but got his face, chin, and chest, various parts of them hit the post. So he looks quite uncomfortable. Really good chance there for St.Truiden to equalise. It would have been a lovely goal as well from that angle. The keeper is all over. I'd be subbing this keeper off. I'd say he might be a bit bamboozled here. Yeah, he didn't look like he hit himself hard enough to be concussed, but I mean, there was a pass there. One of the St.Truiden strikers passed the ball and like outside the box, and the keeper dived. So I don't know what he was thinking. But he was miles away. Whatever was happening, he wasn't on this planet. 65 minutes there on the clock, and hopefully a sign of things to come. Do you know what? St.Truiden here are 16-1. Could be tempted. I won't be able to have got too much on this game that all involves more goals, but anyone who's sitting there watching it with no bets on, I wouldn't talk you out of a St.Truiden winner. St.Truiden to win, excuse me, it's 16-1 here with 25 minutes to go.
Do you think it's that same kind of case that if they get one back, if they equalise, they might kick on?
They just look really up for it, and Charleroi look gassed here. They look like they're just out on their legs. I don't know. Is it just, is it mental corner here now for St.Truiden?
I've just got on a double myself. I've gone for another goal in the Newry game and another goal in this St.Truiden game. It's got 1.6 on it, so whatever that is,
3 to 5.
No, 5 to 3, isn't it? No, so it's over 1.5 to 1 anyhow, so it's over 6 to 4.
So it's 1.6 to 1, you mean, like that?
Yeah. 2.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.6, sorry, yeah. All these different odds.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. Yeah,
very decent, yeah.
Geez, there's been so many shots. There's 22 shots in the Newry game, and there's still 25 minutes to go on it. I definitely would expect to see another goal going in there. This Caernarfon Welsh crowd have had a few attacks and chances there in the last while. I'm hoping it's kind of the case where the Saints are kind of taking the foot off the gas a bit. Like they're 1-100 for the win now, sitting on a 2-0 lead. There's still 20 minutes to go, so just an old consolation goal there would do nicely.
Yeah, Stoke had a great chance there. It was a good shot, but it ultimately just went straight at the keeper. But looks good, and the Huddersfield keeper looks to have injured himself somehow in the process. So a little bit more momentum just drifting more and more in Stoke's favour. I mean, they've had 10 shots. Huddersfield have had 9, but Stoke have had even more on target, 5 versus 3. So certainly, no.
I think the keeper.
Go ahead, PK. Sorry.
I think the keeper might have taken one to the tender area, but no, he's at his ankle actually. It looked like the only thing that could have happened there was the ball hit him in a rather precarious. Part of the male abdomen. No, it seems okay. Hard to know what happened there. Actually.
Yeah.
Have you any expectations for this Colombia-Peru game that's just kicked off? I know you were talking about that South American football.
I mean, just to defend our own thing there, we were talking about the North American qualification. But,
sorry. I thought we were on about South American football.
I'd expect a home win though, because Peru are pretty crap. Oh no, wait, no, am I mixing up Peru with someone else?
Well, Colombia are 4-7 anyway, so
yeah, I stand by the statement. And so
yeah, I mean they're both they're tied. The two of them on whatever points on. They're the same games and same points, so they're not that far apart. I don't think Colombia are as good as they were before.
I mixed them up with Paraguay. Sorry, yeah, if it was
Paraguay are not up to much. Let me check here. How many teams qualify from South America?
Valladolid, I'll tell you now. I have it here. Valladolid had a very good chance though. Top 4 and then the 5th goes into a playoff.
This is actually a huge match then, because as it stands, Colombia would be going into the playoff and Peru going nowhere. But if they win, they would be actually in the automatic places for either of them if they were to win. So big game.
That was a crazy game. Did you see Brazil and Ecuador yesterday?
I didn't. No. I did not know.
Oh my God! The match of the day put up a thing about what happened. I think Brazil went ahead in the 6th minute, and then shortly after, Alisson got sent off, and it was something happened, and then here I'll pull it up because it's too much. It's too much to try and remember.
Too much.
Don't do it justice.
I won't. I'll mess it up. But there's I'll just pull it up here on my phone and read it out. Once I find it.
Stoke are putting some pressure on Huddersfield here in the Championship, by the way.
And same for Valladolid, just had 2 shots in a target in the space of 2 minutes. So
yeah, Valladolid are looking like a good evens bet now.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, I might just get on them because I'd done that tenner on an evens bet earlier. I was saying I might try see if I can double up a few evens shots. So I'd be putting 20.
Penalty.
Oh,
penalty to Valladolid.
Oh, hard luck, lads. Well, actually, the way the stream goes, we generally miss penalties. So anyone who hasn't watched with us before,
this is perfect for my bet. Obviously, they might miss it. Actually, we should be betting on them to miss, right?
Yeah, we should. If you have a Bet365 account, you can back the miss at 3-1.
It actually
although
hasn't come back
it's not showing it yet, it's still just suspended. I mean, I don't know. Is it going to go to the VAR?
VAR won't be turning this over.
No, that's penalty. No. That's penalty all day.
Feck, I was just about to get on Valladolid too.
Oh no! Oh, thought Charleroi scored, but it went into the side netting. Apologies. Sure, that was a goal.
Yeah, 3-1 to miss.
Sorry, I can't find this post I was talking about. I was hoping to have it lined up for after this penalty now, but I'm struggling to find it here on them. It was definitely Match of the Day that posted it on their Facebook. Oh, I have it.
He's just lining up the penalty. Am I the only one watching the penalty, or are we all watching it?
No, I'm watching it here. This is ideal time. Remember we said 60 minutes to be perfect?
Yeah, perfect. He looks a bit nervous. He looks all right. Sometimes you see a fellow with a big nervous head watch taking a penalty.
He missed it.
Oh, he missed it for G.
Why did we not get on that at 3-1? Unbelievable.
It was an awful penalty.
And I just said it. I said he looked nervous for a second. He didn't look right. God almighty. We're commenting on YouTube from Dermot. Evening, gents. Yeah, good evening, Dermot. Glad to have you with us. Gone for the St.Truiden draw via the lead double, 15-2. Nice. Not nice after that missed penalty. That's going to hurt. We're all in on that various different ways. But, yeah, wow, what a kicking. What a crap. The commentator just called your man a clown. What an awful penalty.
The commentator did?
Yeah, the commentator just called him a clown, I think. Really sloppy penalty.
I'd still get on them. That's they're all over.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm just going to that 10 I doubled up to 20. I'm going to see can I double it up to 40. They're probably a bit above evens at this stage even.
No, they're still 20-21 on Bet365. God, this is one
of
the worst.
But I'll be getting them on the.
That is absolutely disgraceful penalty.
Yeah, they're 2.06 on the exchange, so I'll throw 20 onto that.
Good save, though, in a weird way. He saved it with his foot, so fair play to the keeper. But if you're going to put it down the middle, you have to put it harder than that. You can't just freaking float it. He could have dived and got back up and had time to save that.
Well, the guy actually thought he'd put him the wrong way, and he thought he was just flicking it in, but it was just so bad. He was running off as if he'd scored too. Oh, keeper made another save. This is all Valladolid.
Yeah, I went to get on them at 2.08, and then it just went back to 2.042. Now it's like 1.99. They're just moving more and more likely to win.
Keeper's keeping them in this now at the beginning of the second half. That's his 4th save already in the last 10 minutes that I've been watching. So
that's actually a great shot, the one he just saved there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a corner for them now. Jeez, I should have
and in the other game, St.Truiden had a great, well-positioned free kick, and the guy tried to take it quickly, and nobody else in his team was on the same wavelength, and he just kind of passed it to the side of the box, and one of the Charleroi defenders just pinched the ball and ran away with it. So
Stoke had a good attack there too. Starting to liven up a bit.
It is starting to liven up a bit, isn't
it? Just before we get off the point,
I'll just kicked off again as well.
I'll just tell you what happened in the Brazil Ecuador game last night. 6 minutes Casemiro, but Brazil 1 up. 15 minutes Ecuador's keeper got sent off. 20 minutes Brazil Emerson Royale got sent off. 26 minutes Alisson got shown a red card. 2 minutes later, VAR overturned the red card.
How many 2 minutes is it? Go on.
57 minutes Ecuador awarded a penalty. VAR overturned it. 75th minute, Felix Torres equalised for Ecuador. 91st minute, Alisson concedes a penalty and is shown a red card again. VAR overturns the red card and the penalty in the 92nd minute.
Oh, wow.
My God.
Yeah. I'm looking at the live score.
Alisson's probably the only player ever to get shown 2 red cards in a game and not get sent off.
Yeah, for sure. There can't be anybody else.
It's got to be a record, all right.
Yeah, definitely. But your man, Emerson Royale, who got sent off for Brazil, like he got 2 yellow cards inside 20 minutes. Like that's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Booked in the first minute and booked again in the 19th minute. Gone. Is he? Oh, is that? Yeah.
Platinum, yeah. Yeah, this is I really no. I obviously backed Valladolid by myself, but pre-game too. But I want to get back in on them so much now in play.
I'm tempted to just deposit an absolutely lump on them here. This Charleroi goalkeeper is an absolute. I don't know. Is he always a mess, or is it just since he bashed himself off the post? But like he went to punch the ball there. He did kind of get the ball, but he just punched his own player right in the jaw. Like your man is down on the ground here, another corner. He's all over the shop.
Shambolic.
Another corner for St.Truiden. Another corner for St.Truiden.
Another dangerous attack. Valladolid.
Yeah, they're just whipping balls into the box now.
I kind of hope this starts drifting. How are they still eating? Well, I mean, I know they're still eating.
Because they're dominating so much.
Yeah, but I'd love them to just drift now, and
Okay, I'm putting a bit more on them. Screw it. I don't see how they lose this, or how they don't.
Well, that's
lose.
not the Lord.
The worry Stoke equalised. There we go.
Oh yes, gone the lads. God, so the big 38 one is back on track now. Come on, St.Truiden, do something with this corner.
Yeah, we need goals in Belgium pronto.
And
corner that's a great goal. That's a great goal, and it hit the post. This was deserved anyway. Yeah,
considering they should have had a penalty, Huddersfield shouldn't have scored and should have had a man sent off all in the first half. Well, not that Huddersfield shouldn't have scored, but it was a deflection. I mean, it's only their just rewards.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice and late as well. Just 10 minutes for no more action.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way. Although the way that match has gone, I mean, we were saying at halftime that like 2 more goals looked like a good bet.
It's a goal in the Charleroi game though.
Oh, we badly need a goal there. Yeah, I mean, we need 2, so we need 1 to come.
LB's halftime, or that bet a few minutes ago, will be in good shape if there was a goal there. We still have time for Valladolid, and we still have time for Benfica, obviously.
Yeah.
New Saints have gone 3-0 up now, so you're just hoping that they just completely slip up.
Yeah, again, it'd just be a consolation, but the last few minutes I was kind of keeping an eye on it. It was all Saints, or certainly Caernarfon weren't putting in any attacks or shots. They haven't had a shot in about 20 minutes or so. So it kind of looks, because even at 2-0 for a while, they were still going a few shots, but it looked a bit like they maybe have dropped the heads. So hopefully they'll get their act together and go up and get a consolation goal. The win is obviously in the bag, but sure, that was 1-3. It was never really in doubt. Just need that home goal, both teams to score to get that bet in. Not much happening in the first 5 minutes of the Benfica game. I don't know if either side had a shot. Maybe Trefense had one off target, but not a whole lot going on there. Benfica on a bit of an attack.
1-on-1 here now in Belgium. Oh, you muppet! He just overran it. Oh my God! Literally 1-on-1 with the keeper. He had the entire half to himself and just left the ball behind him. Absolute.
Geez, the pressure Valladolid are putting on here is relentless.
Another corner I see they have.
Yeah, it's literally like everything's a chance now, like everything.
But that was some save, like, or some block, or whatever it was. That would have been a sure goal if it hadn't been. He's offside. It's been.
Yeah, it was his own player that blocked that one there.
Kick out, free out. 10 minutes to go now in Belgium. Starting to worry here. So many chances in this game, really could have been goals. So frustrating if it doesn't come in. I think the best chance we have here is an equaliser to open it up. I think.
Yeah, that's what you'd be hoping, right? Yeah. But I mean, we'll take any goal for
the other bet,
for our in-play bet anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
9 minutes left.
Oh, that's. If he's not offside, this is a goal. Oh, how does he miss from there? Oh man, the chances that are being missed in the second half are criminal. Really disappointing. Another 1-on-1 with the keeper, and he wasn't offside either. No, just waited way too long. The keeper got right out in front of him. Charleroi should be 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, really.
Stoke are fairly pulling it on here against Huddersfield. Actually, I wouldn't. Nothing would surprise me about them winning this game now.
They're still going at it, are they? Going for the win?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if that bet doesn't come in, I do hope that Stoke do go on to win it. It seems like they've kind of deserved it, but hopefully we get the draw.
Yeah, they've dominated the second half after not getting the rub with the green in the first. So
yeah,
another good attack. Valladolid.
$11 to 10 now, so
it's only it's been about 10 minutes. It was like 10 to 11 or something.
Yeah,
the bookies just don't want to let them drift,
which is weird because you know Segunda, like lower leagues, they're not usually as sharp on the odds,
yeah. It could just be there is a bit of money going on them.
Yeah, that is true. Whoever the analysts are that are watching this game. Still so many chances here in Belgium. It's quite frustrating now that it's still only 1-0.
Yeah, and that goal came so bloody early as well.
Yeah, you called it as well, actually, that the early goals often go against us. You're not going to believe it down in the Segunda, Portugal.
Oh, I see it. Shite.
Yeah,
well, you see, it doesn't really matter. We've talked about this before. I've over 1.5 goals and Benfica to win. So by definition of that bet, Benfica had to score twice anyway. It's just a matter of how they react to going down 1-0. Like, obviously, it's not ideal, but given it's late enough in the game anyway, hopefully it pushes them, springs them into life a bit. And with the equaliser, then they could push on, try to get a winner.
Another, here it has to be a goal. You muppet, corner. Charleroi are just, I don't know what they're up to. Another 2-on-2. I feel like the centre forward had the chance to run at the keeper. He didn't. played it across the box, and his body ended up getting deflected out for a corner. But corner to Charleroi now to relieve the pressure.
It's 4-0 now to the Saints in the Welsh Premier League. They got another there, so still need that home goal for both teams to score. But there's only about 4 minutes left there. I feel like we should just, whatever we have left to bet, which should just be getting put on Valladolid and forget about everything else.
Yeah, I'm already leveraged to the max on it, so that's.
What is the time in that game?
It's still 20 minutes, like.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the 70th minute. So, plenty of time.
I've never seen a more one-sided 25 minutes, though. Like, they must have had maybe 10 attempts on goal, and obviously a penalty. But I haven't seen.
But you know what? Sometimes I feel the other way about it. Like if Gijon can hold him out for 70 minutes, why not 90? You know what I mean? And when teams miss their chances, like that penalty would be a red flag for me. So often a team, you're going to get 5 to 10 chances a game, and when you don't take them, you know what I mean? There's a finite supply of them, in my opinion. And I've been stung so many times on those things. A goal ruled out, or offsides, or penalties missed that just often goes against me. So I don't know. I'm on them as well, but I'm just trying to prepare myself for the inevitable loss. Is how I feel.
No, I'm still confident.
Oh, some chance. 13-10 now. They're finally starting to get drifting.
Oh, it's a big chance missed there.
5 minutes to go in Belgium. It's all still St.Truiden, so hopefully they can pull one back. And Dermot's bet in the comments and my half-time bet for one more goal. They come good.
Where are all these goals?
Yeah.
Benfica are leaving a chance for double chance there anyway, though. I mean, I'll give it.
Oh, here we go, PK. Surely this is it. Oh, no. I thought when they broke through there was a bearing down on goal.
They looked to have a 2-on-1 when they first came through, right?
Yeah, I thought so too, yeah. 7-1 now for the draw in Belgium with only 5 minutes to go plus injury time. I'm actually tempted.
Still 4-0 to the Saints in the Welsh Premier League. It's just going into the final minute of the game. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Charleroi hit the post. This bet's going to lose now. There's only 3 minutes left, but easily should have come good. Very, very unlucky in so many occasions here. Post have been hit twice in the second half. A lot of one-on-ones where the lines have been fluffed. Really, really tough. Tough to take under the goals here, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, we got a comment on Facebook. We missed this earlier. Apologies, Whistly Henrique. So you comment Stoke City with a lot of Y's there. So you're obviously, as Stoke City fan, you're happy with the equaliser. Yeah, so are we. We backed the draw. Our EFL expert Gaz tipped up the draw earlier. So hopefully you're on that. Maybe you're a Stoke fan. You got the win back. So let us know there on Facebook, Henrique, what you're looking at. But yeah, Stoke certainly seem to be on top there now. All St.Truiden again. It's a St.Truiden corner, 88 in the clock. Oh, it'd be a lovely time for them to pull one back. Jeez, I just seen the replay here of that Charleroi one off the post.
Oh.
Really. Oh, yes. Oh, hadn't Value the lead. 1-0.
Yes.
1-0. Valladolid.
73 minutes, even better.
Unbelievable.
That was certainly on the cards.
Come on.
Big time.
Yeah, that was a real PK classic. I know you were picking it before the game, but we've been saying it as an in-play bet to get on them as they were drifting above evens as well.
Yeah, the player who missed the penalty, he went over and apologised to the fans for the penalty miss.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he score the goal? Is it?
Just double checking that. Yeah, he missed the penalty and scored the goal.
Yeah,
so obviously makes that apology an awful lot easier to
not getting stuff thrown at him.
Yeah, 80 minutes to survive, and this has gone exactly how I would have expected it to go.
Yeah, Dermot's 15-2. Just needs a St.Truiden goal here now, coming up on injury time.
Another shot there.
Would be lovely.
There's 27 shots off target in that match, and I know a few of those have come off the post. But
Belgian match.
Sorry, in that Belgium game, 4 shots on target, 27 off target. It's just some indication of just like that there should have been goals, but it just wasn't your night, sort of thing.
Those off targets as well. I'm sure they're including blocked shots, and there's at least Charleroi have had 4 one-on-ones that have gone straight into the keeper. So I mean, if you take those as well, the game could easily be 3-2 to Charleroi, or 2-2, or 3-1. Any of those scorelines would be far more reflective than 1-0. Gotta hope that 3 minutes added on. I'd love Dermot now to get his 15-2 winner with a St.Truiden equaliser.
But as well, that fourfold we have. Oh, actually, shit! It's Benfica that'd be letting that down now. If any goal comes in Belgium, we've the Valladolid lead and the draw in Stoke looking good. It's in injury time there, so we need Benfica to come back. They're down 1-0 with 30 minutes to go, but I'm starting to kind of lose hope in that. They haven't had many attacks or chances in a while. They haven't really bounced back after going down 1-0. It's only been 5 minutes or so, but I'd be hoping for a bit more of a reaction from them.
Yeah. Any goal in Belgium now would be nice. Charleroi playing the corner here now, so playing their own corner, which is pretty dangerous, but
strange place to do it, all right.
They've just been a mess. Like other than the counterattacks, which they've been pretty crap at as well. In the second half, it's been all St.Truiden pressure. So I'd say they're just trying to do anything to keep the ball away from the dangerous regions.
Do you know how much injury time? You might have said it already, but
3 minutes.
3.
Yeah, and we're more than halfway through that, so
not a lot of injury time. Yeah, whenever it's like 5 minutes plus, I always feel all right. That's more than enough time for a goal to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 3 feels like nothing. 5 feels like a nearly extra time. You know?
Yeah, it does. Do you know what it is as well? With that stat of most of the goals coming in the first and last 5 minutes of each half, 5 minutes of injury time feels like you're getting that whole amount of time again, where most of the goals come. You know what I mean? Like it's doubling it up, but 3 minutes is shite.
St.Truiden have just resorted now to hoofing the ball. Absolutely stupid.
That Saints game ended 4-0. There was no both teams to score there. So.
I wonder what were the Saints in over 2.5 or over 3.5?
I didn't look. They would have been okay. I'd say over 2.5 would have been about evens, maybe. Over 3.5, probably 2-1 or something. In around that, I would say.
Still watching the Valladolid game, and they're still on top. They had a great attack there. They play actually a lovely brand of football.
Yeah, the moments I was watching now was very, very enjoyable to watch. Oh, here's a chance for St.Truiden. Go on. Had a good chance, put straight into the keeper's arms. 93 minutes are gone now, so I'd say this bet's over. Really frustrating as well, because I said in the article that I think Charleroi would win, and they're after winning now at 7-5. So, yeah, a bit disappointing there, but that is the end of that. And I think with it goes all of my bets, one way or the other.
I didn't realise Valladolid will go top of the table with that win as well.
Yeah. They're like you could see after the celebrations when they scored how intense they were. So they're it's a big. They're all out for this game. So, I just realised they did a random enough bet pre-match.
One of those ones.
I did both the teams to score in the Huddersfield game, both teams to score in the Benfica game, and then I had the Northern Irish game, Ballymena and Cliftonville, and a Valladolid to win in it. It only pays like 7 or 8 to 1, but I'm only getting like all I need is a Benfica goal now.
Benfica
Valladolid
goal,
to hold on, but it's only giving me off a 5 or stake. It's only giving me a 10 or cash out, so it's kind of awful.
Yeah, measly.
Yeah, I won't be cashing out obviously, but it'd be nice if Benfica scored for me now.
Yeah, it would be lovely. Yeah. It's Trofense on another attack here, and they've kind of been in control from what I can see since going up 1-0. But there's still 25 minutes left in that game. So the Stoke Huddersfield game, Bet365 said 1 minute injury time, and it's into the
7.
It's definitely not just not a 1 with a little hat on it. It's definitely a 1. I mean, it's definitely not a 7. But I mean, you're right. It's into the 96 minutes, so it's just the Bet365 have it wrong there, obviously. But yeah, so a minute and a half there for Gary to hold on for his at least his third consecutive, decent odds English Friday night match to come off. Could be even 4 in a row. I think he's been on a serious run.
Yeah, but I mean, 7-2 and 3-1. Oh no, 2-1 tonight. 7-2 and 2-1 are huge.
I think the other one was 11-2 or something as well, wasn't it?
Was it 11-2 even? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was because the overall odds was like 45-1 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone who's joined us on any of the platforms, we're just talking about one of our usual panelists, Gaz. He's an EFL and Premier League, but EFL expert, and he tipped a draw tonight against most people's predictions. He tipped up the draw, and it looks like it's going to come good. About 30 seconds
minute of injury time left, and it's a goal kick to Huddersfield, so no goal.
He had an 11-2 winner last week. He had Norwich in over 2.5 goals, which nobody expected either. So wise to follow them. Head over to SportsRundown.com to see his EFL tips for the weekend, or watch this video back. We ran through them earlier in the night.
What did you say his odds were for that fourfold in the EFL? High enough odds as well, is it?
30-1 fourfold, yeah.
Nice.
You'd be unwise not to follow what the form is in.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you started backing him at any, sometimes you see these tipsters in there. Oh, we're up 100 points in the last 4 weeks or things like that. Like, I think if you started backing his EFL tips at any point in the season, you'd be up money between then and now. Doesn't matter when you joined. He's regularly. He's a good strike rate, well above 50%, and generally goes above even money bets. So, for sure, be wise to follow that.
His last 2 fourfolds were like 3 legs came in, and the other he needed a win, and it ended up being a draw. And certainly one of those, the team had gone down like 2-0 or 3-0 or something in the first half. They were definitely 3-1 down and got it back to 3-3. So they just started the game badly and were on top for the whole rest of it. So he's definitely going to hit one of these fourfolds soon. He's making all the right calls. It's just about hitting them all in one weekend. His Friday night picks have been quality too. So he's enjoying some much deserved skiing after all his winners.
Yeah,
but he'll be back next week.
Trofense nearly scored.
I was going to say, you must be watching the same game as me if you made a noise at that moment. It nearly went 2-0 up. Yeah, there's nothing about this game. Yeah. Nothing about this game tells me Benfica are going to get back into it. It's a nice little ground, actually. I was just thinking to myself, I wouldn't mind seeing a game there. A real kind of small little place, but right up beside the pitch, like the stands are. I don't even know where that place is in Portugal. Let me Google it.
The Michael O'Neill, the Stoke manager, isn't very happy with the ref after the game, and you can't really blame him, can you?
That's it. I mean, I don't particularly like Stoke, but that is disgraceful how they were wronged in that first half. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Is this all we've the Valladolid game is still 7 minutes to go, and them sitting on that 1-0 lead.
What odds are via the lead now? It must be. I was going to say if they were still odds on after 60 minutes, they must be massively odds on now. 12 sounds about right.
Well, like we were saying, PK really his call for the match was like a low scoring game, so like a low-scoring game with the favourite winning, there's not even really an expectation of another goal to come anyways.
No.
Yeah, we'll be satisfied with that anyway too. Did
Yeah,
you get on that?
really
Did you get on Valladolid? You did?
Yeah, I did. So yeah, what I started during the show, and I'll continue over the weekend if that comes off, was one of those €10 to 10,000 challenges with 10 even bets. So I can't even remember what the first even bet was, but it was
the goals in Den Bosch, top boss.
Oh, that was it. It was 2 more goals in the Dutch 2 game. That came in, and then I put 20 on Valladolid to win about 40. So yeah, if that stays as it is, I'll have 40 quid to go on to win 80 in another bet.
Nice.
I'll see how that goes over the weekend.
Oh, if you ever got one of them in, it'd be some going.
Oh, it's my dream to get one of those in.
Say you did it.
Yeah, they are tough, because it's obviously 10 coin tosses. You need to land it on heads every time, but you can definitely swing them in your favor. Get better.
But if you look, I think in play you can definitely find them. Like there, that Valladolid, like your Dutch goal, like the Mexican and USA matches last night. I mean, if you're just patient with them, you can definitely find them.
But you absolutely can find even monies that should be priced at about 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. Like they're almost bankers, but just because the clock is against you a bit, they're going to drift to evens. But even at that, like it's hard enough to get 10 1 to 3s in a row correct. So even if that's what the odds should be, it's still tricky to get 10 of them. But yeah, I've got 5 or 6 of them in a row, all right, a couple of times. So one of these days I'm gonna hit gold. Benfica just had their first shot on target in a long time, so hopefully
it was a decent shot, but the rebound was actually quite dangerous as well. But well shepherded, yeah.
Apparently, put his hand in the face or something. Seems a bit soft.
I'm happy that even if they equalise, that would still sort you out, PK, at least, because you just had both teams to score there, was it?
Yeah, that's that bet is kind of waiting for as long as Valladolid don't mess up.
Yeah, we still need to win, but I think that Belgian match has put any of those ACCAs out.
Yeah, my ACCAs are all dead, so I either had some combination of 1.5 or 2.5 in them. So
yeah,
nothing there for me.
I think a goal in this game is the only thing that'll hold it together. I'm happy enough if Valladolid stay ahead now. I think I'll have made enough money tonight with that, because obviously I backed it as a single too. When I put it in I normally do when I put one in the Aracas, I always back the single as well. Just have a bit of self-confidence. I'm okay with you continuously ruining the bets, lads, but
hang on, my bet's still live. It's PK or LB who's done us this week.
LB jotted us this week, yeah.
Let's just ignore that my bet most likely won't come in and just say it was LB who killed their treble.
That's actually a good point though about betting your own things, because we've talked about it, and excuse me, anyone who's watched the show regularly or anything will know why we do this. And we, I think a lot of the tipsters and stuff out there are less than honourable, but we do back almost everything that we put up there. Probably back it more than we should. So we're not just throwing out things there to catch people's eyes. We're genuinely backing all these I wouldn't even call them tips, but all these selections. So that'll be the same as UPK. Anything we put up on the site, I'm backing anyway for sure.
Well, I'm definitely going to start backing Gary's Friday picks as a single on Friday night show.
I was just going to say next week we should just do a mine and Gary's double and see how it goes. But
I feel bad I'm being lumped in with slats here. I've had one loser in about the last 6 Belgian matches, and I'm already down in the capital L category.
I haven't had that many either. Before the new year, I was.
So what's your strike rate in 2022, slats?
I think it's 0 from 3 in 2022. All right, but they've been unlucky too.
That's small sample though.
1 week and it's not even in yet, but 7-5 winner, and I think I'm still
PK, we're counting our chickens here big time. Like they're only 1-0 up. Yeah.
Beyond score, we just need to cut the show and just go off air immediately.
Yeah, celebrate that winner.
Gary's not even here, and he has a 3-1 winner in the background.
Yeah. In fairness to him, he's on some roll with the EFL.
I'll be getting on his bet for the weekend, and that's for sure.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about as well on the side. Like earlier in the season, Dermot was on a ridiculous roll with the French football. It's just like, get this information out in front of people, because if I was sitting at home punting on a Friday, I'd love to know that there was lads who are landing these, high double-digit trebles on the regular basis we are. We've had at least, from 14 or 15 to 1 up, I'd say we've had 5 or 6 winners this season already. Like 2 on the stream, 2 of the Friday night Accas. Gaz has at least 1, if not 2. Dermot has at least 2, if not 3. A couple of the La Liga ones from Savage have landed as well. Maybe slightly lower odds there, but
and then college ball as well. That'll be like without you.
Yeah, a couple of huge weekends in the college football as well. The tail end of last year, so
helped me make some serious coin at the college ball, which I never paid any attention to before, and thanks to you now, I'm hooked on that. So
I was going to say you probably made more money off my picks this season than I did, PK. The way it went at the end.
I was just selective, LB.
Yeah,
just selective.
No, we had a great spell. I can't wait for that. I know it's 9 months away, but I still can't wait for that to come back. To the 2022 season.
It's, I'll be following again next season anyway, that's for sure. But I think Gary's given everyone a good indicator of the money you could make this weekend if you read up his article and back his selections. The 30 to 1 sounds very good to me for. Is that all tomorrow?
Big time. Yeah, all tomorrow.
Yeah, all 3 o'clock, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he tends to do them all the 3 o'clock games. So even the ones that haven't come in, you'd be getting a great sweat off them. Like we were saying, the last 2-3 of the 4 legs came in at a high odd fourfold, and the ones that didn't just needed 1 more goal. So, definitely worth getting on. I know he's going to hit another one of them soon.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to be the one that miss it that week.
Yeah, exactly. I see Gijon had a couple of chances there the last minute or so. It's gone into injury time with 4 minutes to go.
Header from a corner straight at the keeper. So lucky.
Anywhere else and that was in.
Possibly, yeah. That's.
But that's into
nearly a minute of injury time gone out of 4, so not too long left to hold on there.
No, I wouldn't even really call it holding on. They've been so dominant,
Oh but they're just still sitting on the 1 goal lead, so there's always that risk, I suppose.
Yeah.
That Colombia game, that's mad. Colombia started at 4-7, and it's just going on to halftime now, and they're 8-13.
Yeah, but did you see the stats?
They're absolutely dominating. But I saw the stats before I looked up at the odds, and I thought they were going to be about even money going into the second half, and I was going to be putting my hopefully 40 quid from the Valladolid game onto them.
What about Colombia over 1.5 or something like that?
Well, over 1.5 is 5-4 by itself, but
I don't think
the stats, like Colombia have had 10 shots, but only 1 of them have been on target. It wouldn't shock me that much if they just won 1-0. I'd be kind of pushing it with the 1.5.
Sounds like you just back 1-0 then. What odds is that?
That's true, actually. I think they're definitely going to win.
That's desperate. 21-10 for the correct score.
Yeah, but it's the most likely.
21-10. Oh my God, that's awful. I suppose when you get to half time, you're ruling out the likes of 4-2 or 6-1.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty poor.
Not
more from Benfica the last while. I think we can give up on that. We don't have that as a single bet anyway, so
no.
We can just assume that my bet probably would have come in there and just forget about it. I got one of the 2 goals I needed anyway, so I'm kind of happy. Yeah.
Did you know? I don't know if that even counts. So it must be what did you say? There was 3 minutes added on in Spain, so pretty much over now.
4 added on, 3 have gone.
4 added on, 3 gone. Right.
Yeah, and it's Valladolid on the attack, so there's no threat of conceding right now. They're in possession. They're probably just going to play this down the corner, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're probably a bit behind PK again, are you?
Well, I don't know. A few seconds. I'm watching on Bet365 as well, though. So.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Foul.
Yeah, another shot on target from Valladolid. So 20 seconds to go. I wouldn't see.
No.
Yeah,
Well, if what do you reckon? Like 90% of goals come in the last 5 minutes or something like that. So I'd be still a chance.
As long as it's not the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Or Valladolid just score another one. That'd be all right.
Well, the 4 minutes are up here now, so.
Yeah, and Valladolid are in possession.
Free kick, so gonna run down the clock and the ref's gonna blow it up as soon as it's
take the free kick and then end the game. So
I think I looked at
full time.
I think I looked at the odds of 1-0 on this last night. I think it was something like 14-5 or something like that. It wasn't even 3-1. I don't know if that makes any sense. It was definitely the most likely result, I think.
Yeah, the likeliest one is usually about 4-1 or 5-1. So it's in a game like that, it's not surprising that it was,
especially when it's a low scoring likely outcome as well. You know.
Yeah.
So I think the best result, PK, was just lumping on 5 minutes before they scored, like you did. I think that's pretty much the ideal way to bet that game. So
yeah, because the only thing that can, if they just score too early, but at least if that happens, you're just not losing. You're not winning money, but you're not losing anything anyway.
Yeah. I think watching the game, I think was the best thing, and then second half, the first 20 minutes were a big indicator for us that they were going to win that game, and thankfully,
I agree with you, LB, that a missed penalty can be a bit of a red flag. All right, that it is just an indication of like, it's just not their night, but because they pushed on after that anyway, and had more and more shots.
I've just been burned so many times by it. I just stay away. So I didn't back him with you in the reload. This Benfica game it's so much like the Belgian game. Like there's been 6 shots on target and 14 off, like 20 shots and only 1 goal. When that happens, there's nothing you can really do about it,
No, and Benfica have had more of those shots as well, and haven't scored any themselves. I like when I'm betting on a league like that, they did drift before the game, and it's hard to get.
That's the thing with those lower leagues, unless you're an expert in them. Like even sometimes with the Belgian leagues, like I'll message mates I have in Belgium and say like, "What's going on here?" You don't. Who do we know? Like there could be a reserve player in that Benfica team who's pulled out of the squad because he's after getting COVID, and we wouldn't even know. Like there's probably no newspaper might be no newspaper in the world that even tracks that. So if you can't get the information, you just have to look at them drift and go, right, something's happening here that we don't know about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The Benfica players are acting like they want to get something out of this game, though, so it gives me a little bit of confidence. But
yeah, well, again, hopefully your both teams to score bet comes in like that. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Benfica get a goal. It's just definitely. I mean, they're 50-1 to go on and win it, and that seems a reasonable enough price. I wouldn't be expecting that to happen, but a goal is only 2-1, and Benfica, you would expect our favourites to score that. So
yeah.
The second goal, they're 15-4 to score. Trofense are 11-2, so to score the next goal.
Seems to be a very narrow pitch, and it's not playing into their hands at all because they're every time they pick up the ball, they're being closed very quickly. Oh, that was
but Trofense are still losing most of their games on that pitch, so. I definitely think there must be something going on in the Benfica squad that made them drift a little before kickoff that's impacted the result as well. But I'd have to do some serious Googling to figure that out, I'd say.
All you could probably do is start looking at their previous games, and see if there's anything you could tell from.
Oh, looking at the squads, is it?
Yeah, the lineups, the starting lineup as well. I have a funny feeling that.
Sometimes if clubs have Twitter feeds, it can be a bit informative that way as well. Like that, it just mentions what's going on. But again, with a reserve team, that's hard to kind of figure out because do they even have their own Twitter, or is it just a Benfica Twitter?
Just like there's one guy in the office gets the real page, and then the intern gets the reserve page.
And the tweets going out are still just about like what the Benfica players are doing on their weekend off. Like, look, here's this guy down the supermarket. Nothing
Follow
about
my backup account.
There's nothing else really going on other than that Colombia game. Venezuela, Bolivia is about to kick off, but I don't know. All I can see is it's showing Venezuela have lost 4 of their last 5. Bolivia have won 4 of their last 5, and Bolivia are 7-2 to win. But I don't know. I know absolutely nothing about that game.
Yeah, I'm looking here and I can't find. I was suspecting that a lot of their players of the B team played in that. In that
Cup game, yeah.
But they didn't. They had their first team squad out by the looks of things here, Benfica. So the only thing I can suspect for this game is match fixing, and that's about it.
That's your go-to PK in a lot of these markets.
If I didn't win my bet, it means it was fixed.
No, I just the movement in price and like why the home team would be favourites against Benfica here doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, why 14th would be favourites against first with an awful home record against a decent away record. I'm in agreement with you now. It definitely seems suspect.
Yeah, but I mean, we looked at that thing with Xhaka's yellow card and like probably 15 grand bet on him in play, and they investigated it. I mean, if there was if there wasn't players missing and it was just one of the best teams underdogs against one of the worst teams, I think they'd be investigating that one as well. If it was just coming down to, so if there wasn't any kind of reason for it as well.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm not going to ask for an investigation over the $10.
I'm going to ask for one into those centre forwards for Charleroi, the useless shower. I mean, how many one-on-ones can you fluff up in a match before it becomes suspicious?
I think we could probably wrap up there. I don't.
Yeah, I'd say that's the bulk of.
Yeah, I didn't want to prematurely end your game there, Stats, but if you've given up hope on Benfica, well, then we can.
Yeah, well, and I mean the treble's dead anyway. You kind of let us down there a bit, so.
No, we're staying on now till Benfica.
Ben's just scored again, so we can say with certainty that is
low. Yeah. Cool. We'll just enjoy the next 7 minutes now of Benfica losing, and then we'll wrap up the show.
I got the over 1.5 goals anyway, so
yeah,
almost
crucial.
There. Very close.
Halfway right. Right. Well, look, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks everyone who watched us and joined in. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Got a couple of winners. Hopefully you tracked PK on Valladolid. That was the biggest we had. Or Gary's EFL winner yet again. We'll be back at the same time, 7:30 p.m. GMT next Friday. And get over to SportsRundown.com. There's EFL bets up this week. None of the rest of the leagues we track are up. Plenty of horse racing to follow as well. And then, we'll be back next weekend. And hopefully you have a nice weekend. So take care and good night.
Nice one. Cheers.
Ciao.